Hello.
Greetings. I have come to tell you about the trail of Star Wars. For generations, Star Wars has been a beacon of camaraderie and hope. That was before the dark times, the times of Disney. A young producer by the name of Kathleen Kennedy, who was a pupil of George up until she turned to evil, helped Disney hunt down and destroy what Star Wars is. And how are you?
Preach! Preach! You hella caught me off guard there. I was like, wait, what? Am I in the right meeting? Am I in the right call? No, it's cool. You actually reminded me of like Obi-Wan in The New Hope.
Yes, exactly. That's what I felt. Like I had to find the brown one. I'm embodying Obi-Wan. It's like Darth Vader destroyed us.
I know, right?
Welcome to Nerdgasm, where we are talking.
Welcome, everybody.
We are talking about it. You're not going to run away from it.
All right.
Kids, we're going to talk about it. Get your popcorn ready, sit down, get your spirit aligned, become one with the light side of the force, because we're going into a very, very, very dark place today. And if you're not careful, you will be pulled into the powers of the dark side, and you will never hear from you guys again. So, kids, remember, I'm one with the force, and the force is with me. Always.
Yeah. Always. And also, spoiler alert for people that missed the whole Disney Star Wars thing, but like, where have you been?
Okay.
Honestly.
If you don't know, thank you for coming out of that rock that you've been squashed under. So thank you.
Right?
Let me tell you what happened. A couple of years ago, by that I mean a whole lot of years ago, Disney did the Disney thing of buying other companies and bought LucasArts for about $4 billion, if I'm not quite mistaken. And as expected, everybody went ham. I wasn't.
Which I must say, George also added the flames to that. Yeah, he also added, even though it was because he sold it, but then he was still like afterwards, and I was like, what the hell, dude? Because he also made the white slavers comment. Because yes. Look, I'm paraphrasing here, but George Lucas himself said, "I sold Star Wars to white slavers, and this is how." And now I'm angry about it. And that's literally what he said. You can Google it. You can find it on YouTube. He literally said that. So just saying, he did plan the flames.
You heard from the man himself, and look. I won't lie. I was not happy at all, which makes what happened all the more terrifyingly upsetting, because this, you're gonna divert it. Oh wait, welcome to Nerdgasm. I'm Law. This is Spila. We are talking about we are talking about the new Star Wars, well, the Disney age, I guess, of Star Wars. As you can hear from a veteran millennial who is less than pleased. Not as bitter as Gen Z, however, but less than pleased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, full disclaimer on my end, it's going to be very hard for me to, because in the previous videos, it was easy for me to talk about the films in like chronological order, so like I could jump from like A New Hope to Empire to Return. With this, I just see it as one block of mess. So don't blame me. I'm gonna be jumping back and forth between movies because that's just how I process these movies.
But that being said, I can sort of put it in order because of one very important thing. What makes me most angry is that I saw the potential in The Force Awakens, and it was the one movie I actually, of the whole of the Rey saga. We're gonna call it the Rey saga, and we're gonna call it the Skywalker anything. There is not a single hint of Skywalker anywhere in these new movies. So it's the Rey saga. I'm not hating on Rey.
Or Daisy Ridley.
Or Daisy Ridley. In fact, the biggest issue. Okay, I'm gonna call it the Disney trilogy because then I can highlight who the real culprit is. So I'm going to talk about call it the Disney trilogy, not call it the Rain one, because what for me the cast was on point. The cast was on point.
Mm,
The
mm.
they did the most out of a terrible situation, honest to God. And
Also, I think it's a great thing because I'm on a bit of a counterpoint here.
yeah,
If I had to choose my least hated out of the three, I'm a Last Jedi person actually, because I can see what they were trying to do. Unfortunately, the execution was horrible, which is actually great because at least we can like be on different ends of the spectrum here and try and see what
yes.
both sides of the argument are.
Before
But
I
out of the three, I know it's okay, people, sit down, calm down, drink some water. Out of the three, I am the Last Jedi person. But anyways.
okay, and that's not saying. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I love The Force Awakens. I'm saying of the three, it's the most likely one
Mm,
I might go back and watch.
mm. Okay.
So
Mm,
that means that because I saw the potential, and if they actually built on it, it would have been a very good movie. If they actually went with the formula,
mm.
I'd say then
The Star
then
Wars.
then it would have been a good start point because yes, we can say it is a New Hope 2.0. And what's wrong with that? What's wrong with it? There was nothing really wrong with that because it just says, here's the startup. I was waiting for them to say, okay, start up and then lead to something. But then they
Okay,
said,
wait.
oh,
So here's my rebuttal to the point you
yes,
just made. We do the Star Wars formula, make the movie again. That's
yeah,
fine. I unfortunately do not agree with that, and I'll tell you
okay,
why.
why not?
First reason why I don't agree with that is because if you redo the Star Wars formula, then you're negating the actions of the other characters. So therefore, Darth Vader being the chosen one, that's negated. All of Luke saving the day, negated. Like it's just you've basically just gone into a loop and you've made everything before it irrelevant. That's my first criticism. And then the second one is as a film audience, we deserve more. I don't think I deserve to rewatch the same movie. And I know and I tell you that because a lot of Star Wars fans are okay with the regurgitation of the formula. But when you put the same Star Wars fans into another franchise, then they'll hit that franchise hard. They'll be like, oh my gosh, I don't want to watch the same formula. I don't want to watch another Transformers movie if it's the same movie again. Oh my gosh,
Uh,
I don't want to watch it. You see, I'm
okay,
just
I
saying,
hear
Star
you.
Wars blindness.
I hear you. I hear you. I am blind. I want to. Look, I'm not here to. I'm not here to
Mm,
defend my biases. I'm just here to
okay,
say I am biased. I'm not going to, and whether you know what, you can judge me for all it's worth. I am biased, but let me just get one thing across with regards to what I was saying. That it's a by saying it's a good start off, right? At that
mm,
point, none of the major contradictions to the original trilogies were apparent, except one major glaring thing. Like, why is the Republic so stupid?
mm,
Where's
that's true.
I mean, and you're just gonna skip 20, 30 odd years of good things that have awesome things. I mean, I wanted to see the Battle of Jakku. Who didn't want to see the last stand of the Empire?
That's true. Also, mhm,
I was hoping, and that's me deep down inside, hoping against all hope, even though I knew the odds are slim. I was hoping they would have just continued from the end of the when the basically do what the Mandalorian did. So the thing is collapsed.
yeah.
We are trying to build up a new republic, but we've still got the Empire and our superstar destroyers and these things looming all over the place. So we need to get our act together and keep fighting. So it's we
Mm,
won, but we're now fighting to keep what we've won. No, just snip, time skip, and then okay, we can sort of pass it by. But then things that happen in that time skip don't add up. You can't tell me after so many years of war that the Republic would be so okay with demilitarizing, knowing full well that the remnants of the Empire is still out there. I'd still have a fleet. I'd still have a marauding fleet somewhere out like doing something. You're telling me the resistance is the only thing they had to come up against the First Order, and the only
mm.
reason. I mean, the First Order had Star Destroyers and stuff. The moment I saw that one Star Destroyer, if I was the Republic, would have said, Akbar, get Akbar on the
Also, like
phone. Where's Wedge? Where's Wedge?
it's also weird because at the same time there's a time skip, but also a frozenness of it. I
Yeah,
mean, sorry, frozenness is not a real word, but
pause.
it's like a pause, right?
Yeah,
Because like for some reason, every character from the
that's,
previous film saved the day and then just became frozen in status. So like Luke is frozen somewhere. Han Solo is Han Soloing somewhere. And like Leia is layering somewhere. And it's just like, what the hell did you people do? It's like, and also this came out after, and I'm sorry to make comparisons, but it's too hard to do that. Compare, like, let's say this came out after Legend of Korra came out, and Legend of Korra showed how to do a time skip accurately. So you saw what you got to see what Aang and what Zuko and what Katara and what Sokka were doing in the time skip. They established a new government. They tried to
and they died.
correct, and then they died, and they left and they left it open to a new team to take over. But you can feel the weight of their presence. Oh, sorry, Toph fans. Sorry for forgetting Toph. So like, if like you could feel the weight of their actions from when they won the day and what they've done afterwards and how they've also grown as characters.
Yeah.
And Star Wars, Han Solo is Han Solo. I'm like, what the hell happened? You're the same character from A New Hope / Empire. Like, what happened to you? Bro?
In some cases, they actually went back. It's as if they unlearned the things that they learned in the things that happened in the Return of the Jedi. And even I could forgive so many things, but what I could not forgive was suddenly she's General Organa.
Yeah.
Why is she General Organa?
To me, she's always royalty.
Like, to me, it's a matter of opinion. She's always been royalty. What?
And also, I don't understand why she just forgo, because it wasn't even part of like her character arc. Like, there was nothing about her being royalty that got in the way. So I'm just trying to think, like, why did you just forgo being royalty? Were you just like, nah, the royalty is shackling, like, but we never saw any of that. So I was just like, okay.
That's why you see Catelyn's influence come and poison this. The first signs of the poisoning of the pool. The idea.
Oh no, she's not alone. Let's not blame. Let's not forget JJ. For me, JJ is my guy. Is the one where I'm like, JJ,
how dare
you did it again, you bastard. Stay away from Batman and Superman. Stay away. Don't let him do it. Don't let him do it again.
Black Superman is coming. Make peace. With a Jesus reference, just a boot. He's gonna take Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder's gonna pop up somewhere, and then it's like, you know what your Black Superman needs? A crucifix. Then he leaves crucifix with lens flares. Yes.
Okay. I also blame JJ because JJ, and also the same thing. You know when, like, sorry to beat a dead horse, but like the recycled plot.
But that's JJ's
basically
thing.
That's JJ's thing. Like even Rise of Skywalker, I was like, oh my gosh, here we go again. I was like,
before you even go there, just look at Star Trek.
Yeah.
Star Trek, that the first Star Trek movie was a recycled, and I kid you not, it's a recycled Star Wars movie. From beginning to end. The pacing is different. There's no investigation. It's the Star Trek movie, that whole time skip.
What happened to the debates on morality and race and humanity? All that is forgone for Kirk running around. I don't know. I don't even know what Spock is also for some reason an action hero now. I was like, okay. Shout out to Spock. Spock is like out here, like, but sorry, this is not the Star Trek episode.
Who in some cases became as illogical as anything I've come to imagine. Whoa, okay. Hold up. Logically speaking, going into that ship is a terrible idea.
I have to give JJ credit though, like as a not as a storyteller, but like in terms of like technical expertise, his films look great.
Yeah.
And there's so much happening in the movies that you don't have time to think. So like the same problems that we have with Rise of Skywalker are actually the same problems I have with Force Awakens. There's so much happening so quickly that I don't even have time to think and process about why these things are happening.
So many things happening, so little time. But
Right?
but here's my defense of why I say this is Kathleen's idea, because Kathleen's have been pushing this feminist, this, it's not even, I can't call it feminist, I call it pseudo feminism. This pseudo feminism agenda that just pops up, and it's so inauthentic and it's so frustrating because for the love of me, there have been so many strong female characters in Star Wars. It's mind bending. And then if you look at Legends, there's so many more strong female characters. It's mind bending. And then you come with this, with like this narrative. Let's say, let's have this female hero. Then, okay, female force user.
Which is
I'm
fine.
all for that. I'm all for that. The force doesn't care. But then you need to insist about the femininity of the force. What's up with that? The force is female shirt.
Yeah.
Can someone explain that to me? Can someone give me that?
And it's also weird because you're injecting this weird propaganda into a film where the narrative doesn't rely on that. So like there's no one ever in the film who's undermining Rey because she's a female.
No.
And there's no one pointing out that she's a female in any of these films and saying, because you're a woman, you'll never, but that never happens. So I'm like, why is this?
And because you're a princess, you don't have the you can't speak you can't speak in the authority of a leader because you're a princess. It doesn't add up, and that's why everybody was saying that's not my Leia. Call her what it is. She's Princess Leia.
And that's also a great point, because I think the new Star Wars films just suffer in general from what I'd call virtue signaling.
Yeah. Across
all the films. And they did that with queer baiting, they did that with racial baiting, they did that with feminist baiting. Like they just I don't even know why they did it, but it's so frustrating and so blatant. But the Finn one hurt me the most because I was so excited to see a black man with a lightsaber, and then when what they did to him,
like
it broke.
I was like, you know what, Mace Windu was a good black Jedi, and I mean he was the ish, but I was also wanting to see somebody else, some other black character saying, you know what, okay, I'm not taking this thing in a universe where, as much as we love it, as much as we suffer from our melaninness, they don't. It's just you. I mean, for heaven's sake, the aliens of every single kind. Racist. You have to work hard to be racist in Star Wars.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
The Empire was. I don't. They achieved that racism level to a max. I was like, yeah, Sham, you really worked on that.
For some reason, all the generals are just British people, like British old white guys.
British old white guys, and was there a single alien in any of the Star Destroyers? In fact, in any of
which is also why it was weird when I'm sorry for forgetting her name. Please don't hate me. The lady from Game of Thrones who becomes the Chrome general who works under Kylo Ren. I forgot her, but she's basically Finn's antagonist through the film.
Oh, Captain Phasma.
Captain Phasma. Because I was like, oh hey, but the thing is, but it would have been great to like flesh that out, because you don't know where she comes from, and it's also weird because we've never seen a woman on the front lines of the Empire actually, like not just like typing away or like taking orders, but like kicking ass.
Yeah.
And like it would have been nice to kind of flesh that out, but then we didn't. I mean, and also Kathleen, that was a great opportunity for you to talk about your feminism ideas through that character, but wasted opportunity there.
Oh goodness me! Oh goodness me! I'm hoping she appears in the Mandalorian somewhere, driving everybody crazy.
Because like what she said about this whole era of Disney Star Wars is just wasted potential everywhere you look. Everywhere you look.
It's literally.
Can I talk about the first one and the second one? So if we talk about Rey and Kylo, first of all, because that's just
before we start with that, I just wanted to add, like, the one thing that irritates me the most is that it's like going into Fort Knox where there's literally gold everywhere, and then picking up a banana peel. and saying, "This is what I'm working with. Yeah, this is the one."
Yeah,
No,
because
like
it's weird.
you do see there's gold all around you. No, no, I want this trash.
Mm,
Give me this trash.
it's mm, it's weird. It's like there was someone in the room who was coming up with great ideas, and then they fired him before he could develop, or he or she could develop those
Yeah.
ideas. And then they were just left with these idiots who had to carry it off to the end. And I'm like, what the hell happened here? It's like almost as if George had look, I'm speculating here, but it's almost as if George had a blueprint and he's like,
In the
oh, this
book.
is what the ideas I'd like to play with. And they're like, oh, that's so great, dude. Oh, these are great ideas. And then they were like, okay. And then George was like, wait, but how are you gonna develop it? No, it's okay, we got it, you. We
Okay.
have got it, old man. And he was like, okay.
We got you. We got you. And that's now if that guys, I'm not that much of a Korra fan if you have to compare me with everyone else.
Mm,
Because if I had to go into what interests me the most about Korra is how can she be so much technically supposed to be more powerful than Aang, yet still take more L's than Aang ever did. Irritating. But we'll come back to Avatar. But what
true.
I liked about it, like you mentioned, they saw the build up, and the best way to do it was they killed everybody. Well, as many key characters as they could.
Yeah, but their legacy
Their legacy
was
lived
like
on.
looming over.
So
Yeah.
if they had done that with this movie, where okay, they fought these legends that fought and they created this new republic, and we are now trying to keep the peace sort of
Mm,
because there are guys out there that still want this old system to come back, because we
mm,
as South Africans we can relate. We're in this new democratic era.
mm,
It's got its problems, but there's still some voices around here still wanting the old ways to come back. So we know that we need to be on guard in a little bit of a way. Not to
mm.
not we are not saying you're gonna go all at war, but we're also saying we need to keep alert. We're not gonna fall for the same trap again, and that's what infuriated me. After so much
Yeah.
war, how can a society decide, meh, okay, let's just get back and sit
Mm,
in a big I don't know where they were sitting, where the Senate was meeting was holding and everything. And that's the other thing. The grandness of Star Wars was sucked right out.
mm.
I
Wait, what?
didn't.
Elaborate on that. What do you mean?
You see, the one thing I liked about the prequel series movies is that you could see worlds, and
Mm.
George spent
Yo,
time
yeah, that you're so right, actually.
designing each planet with little nooks and crannies and quirkinesses. And in this one, and I'm gonna
Everything
go.
felt like a callback to a previous planet, right? Everything was like a hint, hint, nudge, nudge. We've done
Yeah,
this before. Doesn't this look like that? Doesn't this look like that? Hey, it's not snow, it's salt. Okay,
yeah,
it's different now.
it's
I was
different
like,
now, and it's not. No, it's
it's
not.
not a,
It's not
yeah,
Tatooine. It's Jakku, and
yeah, right. Oh, or
I'm
like, oh, hey, it's a Death Star, but not really. It's just a little bit bigger.
it's
Okay.
much bigger. That's all. And I'm thinking you blew up. The second Death Star was bigger than the first. You guys know. You guys do know that, right? I
Right.
was like, there is Han Solo sitting there. He's the one who called it what it is. It's a Death Star.
Hmm.
Guys, stop changing it. Stop. Please stop calling it. We need to destroy an oscillating. There's an oscillator somewhere. It's like, okay, so you've got engineers and you've got construction crews and everything. I know the very same criticism you guys had for the first Death Star
Hmm.
having an obvious weakness. Are you telling me you're gonna keep that same obvious weakness?
Right? The
To
exact same. The exact same. Not
blow
even
up
like not
this
even.
part right here. Obvious blow up part here. When this part blows up,
And I think
we are
that's not
all
enough.
dead.
You can't just wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and then just accept me to swallow it. Like I feel like that's just you're just lazy now, and you're not
Yeah,
trying to be innovative. You're just
it's
being lazy.
and now then they decided then now they're gonna turn around and blame us the fans for pointing these things out, and then you create this. Oh, goodness, I know you've heard
Also,
it.
let's not forget that at the end, we start to come back to the fact that it was Palpatine all along.
Who's been messing up everything? It was pop. Wait, hold on. It was Palpatine all along. Give yourself
so,
to the and I
so now
destroyed
that
your parents too.
right. So now that we know that it's Palpatine, you can acknowledge that the Force Awakens doesn't make sense, right?
The Force Awakens doesn't make sense. Snoke doesn't make sense. Look, all three movies don't make sense suddenly because. But
Yeah.
here's what pisses me the most about Palpatine's return. Do you know what pisses me most about Palpatine's return? It
What?
invalidates. It invalidates Anakin Skywalker's entire life.
Yeah, it does actually. That's the whole thing. It was like he
What
didn't do
balance?
anything.
What balance did he do? What
Absolutely zilch.
his entire return to the light and everything, and that's the other thing that got me all crazy. Kylo, you do know, and you do know Vader turned back to the light, right? I will finish what
Right?
you've started. I was like,
Okay, wait. No, okay, wait. No, wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't disrespect the Ren for that. The Ren, I understand for that. That I understand. Because
what?
technically, Luke tried to kill him. Ill-written attempt. Very ill-written. I don't understand why they decided to do that. But in his defense, his parents shipped him away to his
Yeah.
uncle, his weird
Look,
religious
look,
uncle.
look.
And then his uncle tried to kill him in his sleep. And then he was like, yo, fuck my parents and fuck my uncle. This dark side thing looks like it kind of work. And also
Look,
to his defense, also, technically, if you think about it, the peace that Luke restored, I guess was like what, 5, 6, 7 years?
at most.
Because the First Order at most. So the galaxy has basically only known the Empire and the New Order. Because we basically only had peace for like 5, 6 years, if
Yeah,
at most.
yeah.
So what did Anakin and what did Luke actually do?
And in defense once again of Kylo, Kylo was what happened to Kylo is exactly what was wrong with the Jedi Order back in the heyday. You did he have a choice in the matter? Did someone say, kiddo, you've got a gift inside you, you've got this thing, you're going to have, and if you
Make a
harness it,
choice.
you might be able to become something greater than what you are. Did he have a choice in that matter? Did Because they were afraid that if this boy pulls a temper tantrum, he'll blow up the building, which irritates me even more because then at that point you're now telling me that Leia was trained in the Force, she had her own damn lightsaber, which means
Oh, that movie's so dumb.
he
Oh,
Kylo
that
really
movie's so dumb.
didn't need to go to Luke. He could have been
He really
saying,
didn't.
"Hi,
Why
oh
did
my son,
Leia train Rey and not her own son?
her
Does
own
that
dad,
make sense
her
to you?
baby." I would
Does
have,
hide your kids, hide your wife?
I would
Does
have
this
been,
make sense?
I would have been the one training my baby from day one. It's like, baby, here's the Force. This is the light. This is the dark. I know when you get pissed off, you're gonna throw a tantrum here and there. But let me tell you, keep yourself together. By the time Snoke tried to whisper anything, he would have been like, mom, there's this man talking to me.
And it's actually sad because like there's so many good ideas that could have been explored with Kylo
Yeah,
Ren,
yeah.
the light side, the dark side, especially also why I really like The Last Jedi is because they really try and explore the idea of maybe we need to step away from the light and the dark. Maybe we should try and look for this new way, trying to because the old ways clearly aren't working. And I was like, this film is actually thinking about something and trying to develop something new. And I think that's the direction Star Wars should go, actually. I don't want to see the same thing every single time. Maybe, but then they fumbled the ball and then they just went back to like, hey, light, dark, here we go again. Which didn't
And
make sense because like when Kylo Ren is making the speech of like, yo,
kill,
Ray,
kill the past.
kill the past, it's an endless loop. They're just gonna
Mm.
make you this. They're gonna make me that. What are we actually gonna solve? Then even if we die, new people are just gonna assume our roles. It's just an endless loop over and over. And I was like, yo, this guy's actually preaching. And then Ray's just like, no. We can't do this. I'm like, but girl, why though? You listening to this man, he makes sense. Also, from what you've been through, you know he's right. So what's your like where are you coming from? It was like literally like just plot told her not to resist.
Yeah,
It was like,
because
I agree with you, but plot.
yeah,
Oh
that's why when people complain that she's not a Mary Sue, she is the definition of she's the Mary Sue with Harry Potter level plot armor.
also, this movie suffers from the Dumbledore effect.
True.
Fix your own fucking problems, Dumbledore. So like you made this mess. So I'm like, this whole movie is Luke, Leia, and Han's fault.
Yes.
But did any of them fix their problems? No! None of them fix their goddamn problems.
One gets too depressed, one sends her husband to get murdered by his son. He'll listen to you. If I was like, I would have been like, if he couldn't listen to his own mother, me.
You know what I mean?
I don't have the force. How am I supposed to go and talk to this thing?
And then he pulls. Doesn't make sense.
And then he pulls the ultimate deadbeat dad. Han Solo pulls the ultimate deadbeat daddy. This is bye. For how many years?
This movie's also like
I'm surprised Kylo didn't. When they said, "Oh wait, you're gonna have to kill your dad," are you going to be mentally prepared for this? Like, if I was Kylo, I was like, I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Excuse me, Ben is not here. You do not get to call me Ben. You went there. You left me all those years ago. In fact, God, that felt good. Not, oh, look, I'm depressed now that I killed my father.
Also, by the way, throughout this whole time, Palpatine has Death Star ships on a planet that he could let go at any moment and do whatever the fuck you at any moment.
And now, which brings me to the next big question about Supreme Leader Snoke.
Oh my gosh.
Please balance me here.
Strike me down and I'll live and he'll live forever or not really.
Inside you, what? Who?
What?
That is, first of all, that is not my Palpatine. My Palpatine died in the Death Star when Anakin lifted it up and threw. Hashtag not my Palpatine.
Not my Palpatine.
Because this Palpatine doesn't even make sense. He was the most creepiest thing in the world. Well, he always was creepy, but this time he took it to an 11. But then, which brings it to the big thing, that big contradiction in plot that always came to mind. Say the First Order one, right? Say in The Last Jedi, without the plot armor, which they actually technically should have won. Really, look at the how big they are. So say the First Order won and killed the rebellion, and now, tada, they're in control. Are you telling me that Palpatine was going to just go, okay, I'm going to just stay here and let my genetically designed puppet run the Empire? And even if you were to do that, I just want to would Snoke then say, okay, I've fulfilled my purpose, come take over, let me die, or what?
Oh, even then, that doesn't even make sense of his own plan, because his whole plan is like, he wants a Jedi or someone on the light side of the Force to strike him down. Sorry, the plan is very murky to me.
No. He wanted, if I'm not quite mistaken, he wanted Rey to kill him so that the Sith, to kill him to fulfill the Sith cycle where he lives through her. And I'm thinking, how does that even happen? I've never seen that ever in any of the Star Wars, anything that, if
this is a new power now.
This new ritual now that, okay, you kill me and now I become you. So then
it doesn't make any sense.
So basically he's saying that his Plagueis lives inside him, which means his Plagueis' master is it's this never-ending chain of being possessed. It's basically the she's basically the Avatar but evil version, basically. We all live inside you now. You're a
It's so sad.
reincarnation.
It's so sad, but it's like Avatar did it better, guys. It's okay. So, it's sad to say, but Avatar did it better.
Yes,
And like,
that's is the this new trilogy is the disappointing grand cousin of Avatar. It's like you're literally born from my you're born from the same family. How can you be so stupid?
which is why I'm like, all the Korra fans, I understand. I mean, all the Korra haters, I understand. It's not a perfect show, but
But
it's not this.
it's not this.
So please
If you
stop
could
complaining.
if you could
Stop
make me
complaining.
if I could choose between watching Korra, I would watch Korra from beginning to end before I watch any of these new movies. And to trust me when I'm saying that's saying a lot. Because
Oh, yeah.
boy, because
Also,
now let's
also,
go. Let me go to what made me angry about the Last Jedi.
oh,
Everything.
Last Jedi. Okay.
I know
Okay. No, you can't just say everything. Okay. What
I
specifically?
but
And
okay.
I will agree with you in some points, and
But
some points I
here's
won't agree.
what, okay, right. I found the one thing that makes me hate this movie the most, right?
Okay.
The best scene of all three movies, the best scene for me is found in that atrocious movie.
Yes,
Out
it
of
is.
all three of them, the one scene that resonates with me the most is
I
found
was
in this trash can. And you
even
know which
stop
scene
hating. Stop hating. I'd even say scenes. Stop
you,
hating.
you
You
can
know,
say
there's more than one. Okay, but anyways.
we'll get back to that because the others are debate. The other ones are debatable, but that scene where Luke is training Rey about the Force, and he just tells her to
Mm.
breathe, and we got a glimpse of how the Force actually feels like
Mm.
from a first person, and that's something we never had in all the other movies combined, and that's by far the best scene out of this whole trash can, and it had to come in that movie.
It really did. And like, because that's the thing though.
And, and,
What I
and
like,
I don't know if
yeah,
I'm okay with that. I
you
don't
should
know.
be. Look, look, I'm not the guy who's gonna be like, Last Jedi is my favorite Star Wars movie. It's not. I'm not even the guy who had puts The Last Jedi above anything in the other trilogies. I'm just saying in this mess that we got, it's the best one. It's got it communicates clear ideas, but then fumbles it up in the last half
So
an hour.
much,
But
so much.
it's got so much going for it in the beginning, in the first hour or an hour and a half or whatever, that I was like, oh my gosh, I was at the edge of my seat. I was like, oh my gosh, are they really taking Star Wars in this direction? And then they just decided to backtrack in the last half hour, and I was like, oh fuck. And it was just like it made me so angry.
No,
And
yeah,
like you're right, like the training sequence was when we were actually getting so much from Luke. And like even when and like I know a lot of Luke stands are like when he was talking about like how the first like how the Order of the Jedi failed. And I was like, from his perspective, I can see why he would say that. I was like, okay, cool,
but I did.
Palpatine rose to power, and that's exactly how it happened. And I was like, cool, I agree with you, bro. The
Yeah,
disappearing for a few years, that I don't get, but I can
same.
agree with your idea about Jedi not needing to exist anymore. Because you can
But
still exist as a person and as Luke,
yeah,
but you
that
don't
I can
necessarily have to
get.
continue the religion.
And I also would, and also the one thing that irked me most about Luke is going into an island and falling into depression isn't the Luke. It wasn't the Luke response that I could I understand. I could,
Mm,
please make it understandable for me. If you're gonna tell me that
mm.
Luke, after realizing that, oops, I made a mistake with my apprentice, and now he went on a murder spree, and then he left, then my only solution is to go to a go into a monastery and just rot. I
Dude, I won't lie.
I
Luke was
want
giving, yeah.
I want to understand that. Sure, people do break, and but telling me from a person who found out that the man responsible for destroying half the galaxy is his dad, who went through
Mhm.
that level of trauma, can't find the courage to go pack her up and decide, know what, I'm gonna fight this until there's no fight left in me no more. tell me what happened. I don't see that they've communicated it well enough for me, and that's
Yeah,
what
and
that's what pissed so many people off the most about this movie. But that's not Luke Skywalker, because we
it's
can't
not.
identify with what he's become now from what was left behind.
Mm. Because it's
So,
like all that character growth we got from the last three movies was just suddenly negated, and it's like I don't see the next logical jump here. It
hmm,
was kind of like a horrible take on like it was like Daenerys. It was like I don't like without the
oh yeah,
foreshadowing. It was kind of like this is who you are now, but like at least with that one we got foreshadowing. But with this one, I was like,
look,
where did this come?
oh
This could have been Mace
Daenerys,
Windu. This could have been Mace Windu, and it would have made more sense.
true, true,
I would
because
have been like, oh shit, Mace Windu's back. Okay, cool.
he fought through the walls. We got depressed. We got sick and tired. Look, I got zapped. I'm scarred, and yeah, don't talk to me about Skywalkers. I'm tired of Skywalkers.
Yeah.
Don't ever mention that
Let's
name in
go
front
kill.
of
Let's
me.
go kill Kylo Ren. Let's go kill him. I
Yes,
would have been
no,
like, okay.
there's still some good left in him. There was still some good left in some other people I know. And guess what happened?
Nah, I
Uh,
totally get you. But like, for me, my main criticism, more than the regurgitation of plot, more than backtracking, is just the Dumbledore effect.
yeah.
I was just so annoyed by the fact that you have these more powerful characters who are actually people that cause these
Who?
problems, that are just so unwilling to solve their own fucking problems. But they want
Who?
this new
Yeah.
generation to just solve their problems for them. And it just defeats their own thing because like they were the ones who were so pro with trying to fix the universe before. And
And
now they're
then
just old and tired and lazy. And I was like, nah, it's not my problem. But I was like, but it is though. You caused this. And I
my
was like, that's why I was like, I'd rather see it in Avatar. Because at least in Avatar, the previous Avatar's dead. Anger's dead.
yeah.
Roku's dead. So Roku's like, yo, dude,
It's
listen,
up
this
to
is
you
how you
now,
become an
Jabril.
Avatar. But I can't help you. I'm dead. And then we could have
Exactly.
done the same thing with Star Wars because it's not like we haven't seen Force Ghosts. So like
Exactly.
that's
And I
what
was like, whoops, kiddo, guess what? I'm dead. I know we left this mess. We tried to fix it, and here I made this mistake that cost me my life, and now it's up to you to try and fix it. What's so hard about doing
also
that?
speaking of Force Ghosts, what the fuck is up with that? For some reason now Force Ghosts can interact and make changes in the universe.
And touch
Yoda
things.
decides to make lightning fucking come down. Luke can touch lightsabers.
And
I
remember,
was like,
uh,
yo, what the fuck? I
and
find fucking Anakin come back and just fucking kill everybody and go back to sleep.
that's another thing. That's another wasted potential. We can't go into that, but I was so waiting for Anakin to appear and tell Kylo to snap the flip mode up. I was like, grandchild, listen here. Pa, pa, pa. I did not waste my life balancing the force for you to do this.
Speaking of balancing the force, this is actually more of a question, not really a
Yes,
criticism. This is a question. So they make it quite clear that with every light, there's a dark to meet it.
yes.
And I think Snoke literally says it out loud. So so so
The
we have
darkness
so the
rise,
equivalent.
the light to meet it.
So at the time of the movie, I'm taking it from Last Jedi, and you can
Yes,
even put this in your Last Jedi criticism. So we have
I'm
so
sure I
for
have.
Rey we have a Kylo Ren, right?
Yes,
Cool. For a Snoke we have a Luke. What the
supposedly.
fuck happened to Leia's equivalent? Because Leia is clearly a fucking Force Jedi. She's a Jedi. She's a Force user, and she's clearly one of the most, if not the most powerful person in the universe right now. Where the fuck is Leia's equivalent? Are they just not Are they just not ready to be in this movie? Are they not interested? I was like, this is dumb. I was like, all right, whatever, cool. You just forgot because she's clearly using the force throughout the whole movie, doing the most extravagant shit I've ever seen in my life. She can live in space, fucking fly. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. But I was like, okay, cool. So you clearly established that here's someone. Hey, what's the equivalent on that side? And the movie is just like, yo, lolo.
Palpatine?
Shut the fuck. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. It was Palpatine
Did
all along.
all along.
Yeah.
Because no, so I could go into and then there's another major gripe, and this is the another, but this is a gripe I have with Disney in general, and I mean Disney as a whole. In any single perspective you think about it, Disney cannot make climactic battles. They cannot. Point me to one movie where there was a big epic final battle that actually made sense. Instead of just mashing two groups, these are the good guys, these are the bad guys. Bleh. Where is it?
So we're talking out. So we're just talking. I guess for the sake of argument, we're talking specifically new franchises like Star Wars and Avengers, right? I can't look. I've never been a fan of Disney action set pieces. I've always thought other franchises do it way better. I've never been a fan, so I'm not the guy who's going to be.
So
No,
what?
wait, Winter Soldier. No, not really. But like I'm not that guy who's gonna be like, I love Disney set pieces. Because like Avengers one, the first set piece with Joss Whedon was a mess. The Age of Ultron is a bigger mess. Infinity War. Look, I liked when they fought Thanos in his other planet. So the moment they kind of whenever they went back to Wakanda, it was kind of a bit of an anticlimax in terms of action. Endgame, it was all just a blur mess. I think we
Yeah,
were all just
it was
hooked
two
up
sides
on the
mashed.
nostalgia.
It was a gigantic mosh pit.
But like, if I'm comparing it to like obviously the greats like Lord of the Rings, it's not even close.
Not even close. Not even close to Star Wars itself. How can how can how can the best, and I'm not talking about, we're not going to talk about the 1980s Star Wars, right? Because for me, nothing comes close to Battle of Endor. Battle of Endor is the number one battle of all
Mm,
battles. Fight
mm.
me, fight me, internet. You will lose. But um, how can you buy this franchise after watching The Revenge of the Sith? That opening
Yeah.
battle gave so many nerdgasms. People were frothing in the mouth. And then you don't even match that. I'm not even saying beat it, because
No,
I
I
don't
get
know
what you mean. Because like this is technically a battle for the universe, but it feels like small little skirmishes that don't amount to anything.
that
I
was the
get you.
first.
It
That was
feels like that.
my first issue with it. And also, who's leading? Is there anyone who's got any sense of military thought processing in their head? How can the rebellion commanders have more military sense than these guys who are supposed to be the
Mm,
resistance? Okay, we've left the base. There's no need for us to be able to keep fighting. No, let's send in the bombers. They're slow as heck. Their shields are appalling because they get blown up left, right, and center. We've got weapons that
yeah.
are somehow
Also, why is everyone taking orders from Poe Dameron above Leia and
layer.
what's her
Yeah.
name, Aldo or whatever? Like,
No,
like if Leia's like, yo, shut the fuck up, don't listen to him, come back,
yeah.
come back.
I was like, they're getting a direct. There's a direct order from Leia. Please return. Please return to the. Please return to the ships. You're leaving now. But the big shooting gunship thing. Is there anything of
Also, I
value?
don't know.
Is there
Also,
anything of value in the planet that it can shoot?
no.
Well, no. So why are we still here?
Also, I don't see the point of Poe outside of A Force Awakens. He just really became an annoying character to me,
Yeah,
especially in Rise of Skywalker. That's when I was like, I can't fucking stand
but
Poe
I
Dameron
hate it. You see, and that's the one thing that also pissed me off. The whole the okay. Let's talk about the other thing before we go into our
anymore.
major issues about plot points and stuff. Because I still need to talk about the battles. I still need to talk about the
Mm,
battles, and I'm gonna
mm,
go
mm.
there. But here's the one my number one hate of all three movies, and you can. I don't care how much you're going to defend it. I don't care if you can defend it or not. Is they let my boyfriend down?
Yo, okay. Are we
Mm.
talking about in all three? We're talking about specifically Last Jedi. We're talking about in the
All
battles.
three movies, all three of them, just because he had this biggest potential. When they said the force, the force, when they were talking about the stirring in the force, and we felt it. Kylo was and was accurately thinking he sensed something in that one stormtrooper that seems to be having issues. And now, oh, okay,
Mm.
no, there's some girl in the middle of the Bundus. What girl?
You know, I'd sum up Finn in one moment in the movies. Ray, I have to tell you something while
Yeah,
they're sinking in the sand. And then, yo, what do you
Finn,
have to say?
Finn is the Jon Snow of these new movies. I don't
That
want
is
it.
Finn. That
And I
is Finn
mean,
encapsulated to me. Wasted fucking potential.
so much, so much. I had the idea, I had the thought process that what, or perhaps, here's me in my head canon, in my wonderful fantasy. I was thinking that Rey was most probably the Jedi who was trained by Luke at that point, and she was actually
Mm.
looking for Finn. That's why she had reached out his head in the trailer to pick Finn up from that planet to find out, oh, he's
Mm.
an abandoned stormtrooper, but he actually is the next Jedi. So we're gonna actually take him and bring him to Luke so he can learn of the Force alongside with Rey, so that they can
Yeah.
end up fighting against this big mistake who ends up to be Kylo Ren. Oh, you're
Mm.
related. Oh no. You know,
Mm.
I can't think of a better story like that. You guys. You guys are being paid millions. Please don't, please don't make me think that that you guys are wasting money up there. I'm so sorry. Don't make me think that. Make me think that I'm stupid for having this idea. It's like, oh wait, if I thought of it like this, wow, this would have been so entertaining. Then I watch a movie and like, ah, you know what? Actually, I was an idiot. That's how I want to feel like when I watch a movie that cost millions to make. Not,
Look,
oh
I
yeah.
also can't bring up Finn without the obvious elephant in the room.
Mhm.
Disney, you were race baiting. You put a black person in the movie just so you could pull a quota, and you market it up so you could appear to be diverse. And that's all you did. You didn't flesh it out as a character. I mean, even the actor acknowledged it. And
Invert this
unfortunately,
image. Invert this hand. That's
that's
all I'm saying.
that's
Invert it.
unfortunately what happened. And it's also just
Click,
it's a clear pattern
click,
that I've seen from Disney
click,
that I'm really not
click.
a fan of.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's a clear
There's,
pattern. It's been happening for years. It's also very prevalent to me in the Marvel movies, more especially with the black sidekick characters. But like,
yeah,
so that's what happened. You guys are
yeah.
still doing it. Look, I
I,
still watch the movies, so I can't exactly. I'm not boycotting or advocating a boycott. But I'm just saying it's something that's clearly happening, and
yeah.
that's what it is.
And you need to stop it, honestly. It's not just that the race baiting, the queer baiting. I mean, the amount
Mm. Oh, the
of
queer baiting is the worst one. That was like the worst, that was the worst shit. Oh my gosh, guys! Star Wars is introducing the first gay couple. The first gay
why?
couple. You know they actually cut that scene out in the Chinese version, and I was like, "Oh, you motherfuckers!
Of course, they
You
put cut it
mother."
off. It was like all
No,
of
but like, come on!
it's
Don't
all
be
of
like, guys. Don't virtue signal, and then the moment someone's like, "Hey, what's up with your virtues?" Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize for having my virtues. Let's make money.
but
What the fuck?
but don't get me wrong. As a member of the alphabet mafia, I need to say this very important. Not everything has to be about the LGBT anything. Star Wars is
But
diverse enough as it is,
yeah,
and maybe
but that
because
one
I'm
was just that one was just too
if
much.
you are going to do it, then do it right. Don't do it like this. If you don't want to do it, it's okay. I grew up on Star Wars and I still became a fruitcake. So
And
what?
also, don't. And even if you were good, if you were really real about it, like they could have actually this the same movie could have happened exactly the way it could have happened. You could have had I forget their names, but you could have had A and B making out at the end of the movie in Rise of Skywalker, and then that's
They're not.
it. You didn't have to
They're,
market the movie as being, look at us. We are protecting the LGBT community. We are even putting them in our movies. We are virtual signaling. We are for the community.
which
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. No, you're not.
no,
Shut
you're
the fuck
not.
up.
No, you're
She is
not.
she is
Oh
just as
no.
important as the first gay character they put in Endgame. The random guy was like, "Oh, I went on a date with some guy. Oh my gosh, my life is sad. I'm the first black character. I mean, I'm the first gay character in Marvel.
We
This
saw
is
her.
so important." I was like, "Shut the fuck up, dude."
Wasn't it one of the Russo brothers that you're busy hating right now?
Yes. So even then, if you wanna attack it even more, you could be like, you could have cast an actual gay person. You took away a gay person's job. That could have actually been
for
Russo brothers.
for a day,
But,
for a day.
and even then, I'm not even hating. I'm just saying I'm saying you can't meet the expectation that you guys have set
You
on yourselves.
you
So
you
so shut the fuck up.
don't stop sitting in between the fence and call it representation. You're not.
You're not.
Yeah, this it's it's not representation if it's just convenient for you. You know, the whole notion about get woke, get broke is a real thing because some companies, when they
Yeah.
get woke, they do get broke because it does cost you. And you know that and it's scary for you guys, and I do admit it. So fine, we will keep fighting without you. It's absolutely understandable. You got mouths to feed, etc. But now, if you're gonna say we are gonna fight alongside you, and all you do is give half a second of airtime in a movie that was too long to begin with, then please
Yeah.
stop patronizing us, because we're not gonna. Who's going to raise any rainbow flags after watching that stuff, that atrocious movie, the Rise of Skywalker? Who is?
Yeah.
Who is? I
And
mean,
also
how,
just like also just on a filmmaking perspective, it didn't even have any weight. Have you guys ever heard of setup, development, payoff? Has that ever been something? Because they just randomly make out there. And I was like, what?
oh, for heaven,
Where was the tension for? Where was all the tension of where will they, won't they that we had for the last 3 movies? Ooh,
for heaven's sake, there was more tension between Finn and Poe than there was
they should
between.
have actually. They should. I mean, I know everybody makes that fucking analogy, but like, they should have just been a gay couple because the amount of because they also it was weird because they didn't know what to do with Finn's sexual energy in these movies. So like at first him and Poe are like vibing, then he
and
meets
then,
Ray, and then
and then
they're
like,
vibing. Then he meets the Asian character that they just wrote off. Hashtag Asian Lives Matter Disney. And then and then right.
I forgot about it. I forgot
Right?
about it because it was so cringe. It's like, oh,
It
why
was,
is she kissing you? What?
and then they also
Literally,
just randomly. And this is the worst is when they randomly gave Finn to some random black girl that we just met in the end of Rise of. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is happening?
because she used to be a soldier. No, no. What gets what? You know, some people were hating on Rose for well,
Oh,
everything.
Rose. Man.
Yeah, but the one thing that never made sense to me is like, okay, so now you're kissing this pirate, you're kissing the smuggler, and at the end of this battle, after telling him to protect lives, by protecting the lives, not by killing what we hate. The, let's not forget this happened like what 48 hours after you found out your sister is dead.
Luis.
I was like, oh wow, okay. You and your sister were
Look,
very close. I get it. Yes.
look. I know because I'm black, I'm gonna overthink the Finn thing a lot, a lot. And I
Yeah.
know some people are not gonna have the same gripes that I have because they're not black, but they don't
No,
think
no, no,
about it
no,
as
no,
much as
no.
I do. But I just feel like there was just so many weird things with Finn identities.
They didn't know
Like
who
number
to make
one,
it.
he's a stormtrooper who, yeah, I get it, he's a traitor. But what, now he's just gonna gun down all of his friends that he's known his whole life without even second guessing it? Like, no one's gonna be like, hey, Finn, we had lunch last week. Die, motherfucker, die. Like, what
Like,
happened to, like,
we all got kidnapped as kids together. We are all orphans. I think that he'd sympathize to say, you know what, I don't want to kill you. But if you're going to defend these guys who stole us from our families as kids, I need
yeah.
to do something. And I'm making
Like,
a
and
stand.
it's as simple as some dialogue sequences between him and some stormtroopers is gonna kill. Because like even like he's like a janitor in the Force Awakens on the on Death Star version 3, and like
Yeah.
and then he's like, yo, I was a janitor there, I worked there for years. But
Mhm.
then when they blew up this whole fucking planet with millions of people on it, or even trillions, they just moved on like he didn't even know any of these
The
people.
cantina,
He was just like,
you know,
Ray! Ray! I was like, yo,
I,
motherfucker,
I,
you just committed mass genocide on your own people.
Which makes it's even worse because people were going on about how Luke killed 5 million people and the Death Star,
Mm.
and all that, all
At
that,
least he
all that.
didn't know these people.
You didn't know. You grew up with these kids. I'm sorry if you were abducted from your home and you grew up in basically Satan's boarding school. You would form you would form a bond with these people that's a little more stronger than, oh, okay, well, I don't feel like I have to kill people anymore. I'm gonna start killing everyone else. I'll be thinking
Right?
like I need to fight my abusers right now. I finally found a group of people. They kind of get me. They gave me a flipping name. I was a number before that.
Yeah, and
then
like,
and then I was like, okay, these guys aren't as bad as I think. Let me just go and educate the the troops. I'm not going to say go challenge the system, because even in the Force Awakens, Finn was the guy saying you can't beat the First Order. He was the guy saying you can't beat them; they're too strong.
mm,
But how does think? Let's educate my brothers and sisters, because if I can get it, at least someone else in my ranks, and I hope to God someone does get it in my ranks. No, 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 no. Let me just go murder them all. Because
look, I'm just saying, in the same movie where Lucas said that he almost killed his nephew, we have a guy who just committed mass murder on everyone that he knows. And he's just like, yo, keep it moving, fam. Niggas die every day.
you know,
I'm just saying, inconsistency. And then
and oh,
also, traitor number 2, Kylo Ren. I'm sorry, I know I was gonna bring it up. So this man
Knights of
decides
Red,
to hang out with these boys,
the
and they
Knights
call
of
themselves the
Red,
Knights of Red, and they
going
hang
through his
out. They hang
going
out
through
for
his
years. They
emo phase.
train, right? They listen to music together, talk about girls,
You know,
invade planets, do tasks for their assholes, leaders. Snoke, man, that guy's an asshole, but it's cool. You're my brother. I love you guys. This is what we do. Dark side, baby. Dark side. Do you the Knights
I
of
got your
Red,
back for
boy?
life, bro.
I got your
Yay!
life for life. Yeah. Third movie happens. Who are these niggas?
I'm gonna
Who are
tell.
these guys?
I'm gonna tell you this thing only once.
You know what I mean? What happened to just a random guy? Just one of the Knights of Red.
I'll be
Hello, what are
like,
you doing? You're my brother.
I'll be
You
like,
see, that makes
Kyle,
sense. You
Kyle, work with me. Work with me now. Come on. I need to do this. It doesn't make sense. You're giving us up for booty? It's not
you
like
can
that.
literally copy paste what Obi-Wan said to Anakin and give it to one of the Knights of Ren. Kylo, you are my brother. You are the chosen one. I loved you. Literally, if you want to do the JJ thing and copy paste, you could have copy pasted that exact dialogue, and we would have got it and be like, "Oh, great nod." But no,
no. I'm gonna kill you all. Did they even say? Do they say one line in that entire movie?
I don't think they do actually. They have cool outfits though.
True that.
That's the problem. Wasted potential. Shit, I feel bad for the costume designer because this movie is dressed so well. All three of them. Everybody looks is dressed like the drip.
Because now who can we say has the most drip out of in this movie? It's going to be hard.
Oh, that is very hard. Yo, the drip is insane.
It's insane. I'm sorry.
Even the Hux, I like. Even the Hux's drip is fire. You see that black?
The black SS outfit, and like I'm a general. Even when I was being tossed around by Snoke.
Do you remember Snoke's nightgown?
The gold one.
Snoke, yes, the gold one. He has got the drip.
You know. It's like I'm not gonna wear no gown. That's Palpatine's thing. I'm gonna wear.
I even like Luke's like scavenger Jedi look. Like especially with it still looks great.
With that white cape and everything. Come on. Yeah. Where do we start?
Hard to say.
I would have said Captain Phasma because I do like the clone.
I do. Yeah, Phasma has got the drip. That gold is fire.
Yes.
I also not to negate my boy Kylo Ren, but that new helmet does look very sexy. I gotta give him the drip on that.
Not, you know, and that's the other thing, and you're gonna love this part. But I loved that cape flowing scene when he wore the cape as a supreme leader in
Yeah.
in the Last Jedi, and he was walking
Mm.
there with those troops. It was like it was a great nod to the whole Anakin walks in, Anakin walking into the Jedi Temple moment. If you pay
Okay,
attention to it,
so I know. Look, this is a very emotional response, but I think I have to give my best drip to Kylo Ren. I'm sorry. I think I just love the drip. I love it. I love the helmet. I don't like the broken helmet in the third one, but I really like the helmet, and I also really like his lightsaber. Like his
yeah.
lightsaber will always be in my head. Like he has the best lightsaber look I've ever seen. Ever. So and the how I love it. So best
I'm
drip for me, and I love the hood on, hood off.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
best
yeah.
drip,
Yes,
best drip for me goes
you
Kylo
have to
Ren.
give it to Kylo Ren. You gotta give it to Kylo
Yeah,
Ren. That's
yeah.
it. That's it. I'm not a fan of the sword, but it's an effective sword. I won't give it. That's a lightsaber that
Mm.
does the job. But there's always this line from, I forgot, this new Star Wars game that I was playing, where you can select any character. When Obi-Wan runs up to Kylo, and the first thing that comes out of Obi-Wan's mouth is, "That lightsaber looks like it was made by a child." Every time,
Mm.
every time I say that, yeah. You're quite right. I mean, what is up with the cross guard? It's just gonna help you burn your own fingers all the more quicker. But
I know it makes no sense, but it looks. It's for the drip.
it's for
Sometimes it's for the drip, yo.
that's the Skywalker drama showing itself to the 11th. I'ma be
Mm.
dramatic even if it becomes inconvenient.
Mm.
That's the Skywalker thing. Tell me, tell me anything else. Luke, get into your X-wing fighter, fly to the rebel base, and
Mm.
save everyone, or strain yourself to death using the Force to create an illusion of yourself for everyone. Which one is more dramatic?
Okay, wait. To talk about another weird tendency in these movies. These movies, for some reason, bring in characters and then they just forget them. It's like Bleach. Not no offense to Kubo. Just
I
saying Kubo.
know.
Sometimes you do that one,
Oh no,
but
no, no, no.
but
No, yes, offense to Bleach. Come at me, Kubo fans. I will not
it's
come at me. That thousand year blood war arc is full of so many unnecessary, unmitigated, useless characters that you spend time to highlight. You even name them. This is character Mama, and I'm thinking, okay, she might be important. What? No, no, no. So, yes, offense. He made he
right.
my allow me to say that my co-anchor does not represent my feelings about Kubo. The
Oh, I can't
way
wait for us to talk about Bleach one day. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I'm so
the
excited. Anyways,
because the
but
things
like so,
that for me Kubo is exactly what Anakin became, but then he didn't turn back to the light. So it's like
hey,
so I
yeah,
feel I when I was watching the last arc, I felt like Obi-Wan is like, you were the chosen one.
mm,
No, you are the you are the inheritor from Dragon Ball Z. You are the next big three.
mm.
Not like this. Not like
I
this.
mean, I can't wait to actually get into my Bleach criticism because I have so much. But the point I was trying to make was
Yes.
like you just introduce characters and then just throw them away. So like there's the Lupita Nyong'o character. What's her name? You see, isn't she supposed to be like Ray's mentor character or something like that in the
Where was
first
this?
movie? Okay, you know when they go, okay, First
Old
Awakens,
lady. The
then
old.
there's old yellow.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I thought she was supposed to be something in these movies. What the fuck happened there?
If she's as
And then they
old,
just
she's
threw
as
away.
old as it's just like and it's eluded. I'm not sure if it is. I'm not sure. Please confirm.
Mm,
I need details. I need accuracies. But she's like one of those old characters. She's like the Yoda of this season. You know what I'm talking about? But
right? And
she's
then she's
really old.
also I'm not an asshole, but like she literally is the one to give Ray her lightsaber. And then it's like, where did you find this? Oh, a story for another day. I guess we never got that story. And then
You know, when last I checked,
when
it went down that garbage chute, it threw into Cloud City. It's like, how did you get this?
yeah, and
Wee.
then for me, Phasma is another one. Phasma, and I know a lot of people disagree with me, but I think it's true. Phasma didn't die at the end of the Last Jedi.
I don't want it to die.
Finn technically Finn technically hit her and she fell down the random hole.
Into the
But I mean
flames.
that doesn't mean death in Star Wars, guys. Come on. And like but
If,
also we built her up to be Finn's antagonist to these
yeah.
movies, but then they didn't even have a resolution when they resolved it kinda in Last Jedi. We didn't get that whole thing of like she was his maternal figure, but she
Of
twisted
sorts.
that and made her
Yeah, there's
into a soldier.
abuse. She was supposed to be like the maternal abuser, and
Yeah.
then he's supposed. Yeah, it's that's what happened. And then there's
But we
Hux.
just oh my God. Another one. This is throw him away.
You
You know
know
what's so weird about Hux is they threw him away and then gave him another version of what they wanted. I was like, why did you do that? Because there's like two.
why couldn't you just have made this new super evil general Legion general Hux?
Yes. What was the difference?
You
Did
know,
you really need a
yeah,
traitor that badly?
you're all about building up the next generation of evil and good. And I could see that they were passing the baton down. So okay, you got the new kids, Ray, Finn, Poe, etc.,
Mm.
Rose, etc. And I was hoping they'll see a sort of a passing down of the baton of the bad guys, like Hux. Hux was a Hux was a goofy, zealous clown in the first movie. He was so overzealous and scary. Then
I actually love it.
his supreme leader gets slaughtered in the second one, and then he gets bullied into submission by Kylo. I'd think that him wanting to betray Kylo would not be because he wants it not be done out of spite, but to think that he'd be a more level-headed evil
Mm.
antagonist than Kylo. You'd be thinking
Yeah.
like, man, Kylo may have this power, but Kylo seems to be way too unstable to run an entire
Mm.
galaxy. So let me,
He's clearly
level
got daddy
up.
issues right now
Yeah,
that we'll deal with.
and that's
Mm.
oh goodness, you see that one. My biggest, yeah, number one is uh, Finn being bike Jedi
Oh.
curious. I don't know who said that. I remember somebody told me that. I'll never forget that. He's like, "Stop! Why did they make Finn bike Jedi curious?" Anyway,
Mm.
there's Finn, and then number two, they nerfed Kylo. Kylo was supposed to be awesome. Kylo was supposed to be the
Mm.
Kylo was supposed to be the Darth Vader of this season, of this cycle,
Mm.
And they set it up nicely because where in any
Mm.
story we need a chief antagonist. And the chief antagonist doesn't need to have a backstory. You don't need to understand him. He just needs to portray as the ultimate evil. In The Lord of the Rings, it was Sauron. In
Mm.
Star Wars, it was my man Palpatine for days. You know what I mean?
Mm.
In even
Fire
in
Lord.
there's Fire Lord. Even in the Avengers, in the DC and
Mm.
not DC, Marvel cinema MCU, we had Thanos. Thanos was the looming antagonist for so many movies. Then we got to see him sort of character-wise in the end. But ultimately, always the ultimate evil, and then there's the secondary evil who we can sort of relate to. We can
Yeah,
see
the
his
Zuko.
yeah, there's the Zuko, there's the Darth Vader. Darth Vader was scary. He was
Mm.
tough, and like I said, he still wins the award for the biggest trip in the original trilogy.
Yeah,
And
he
the
is.
things we loved about Vader was that he was that thing, that
Mm.
walking thing. So even in Rogue One, when that hallway scene,
Mm.
that hallway scene
See,
had
so
everybody.
good.
Goodness, I was in the front row I believe you're watching it in IMAX.
So
When
good.
when that lightsaber went on and you hear that voice of Darth Vader, I almost went on my knees with my arms up like I was in church, like, oh my lord. But you don't
How
get
great
that.
is that? So good. It's so good. It's like probably like top 10 best Star Wars moments, really.
Yeah.
Honestly, really is so good.
we don't get that from Kylo, and I wanted it so badly, and I wanted to. I don't want to hate Kylo Ren, honestly. I'm just left with no option to say I don't like him, and that's the thing.
I still like him, but I do understand that
I
I'm forgiving a lot of the landing
yeah.
mistakes they made, especially the shipping and the Ben shit in the last. To be honest, I've actually taken away that last move from my head. That's probably why I still like it.
And I'm still asking, where has he killed anyone with the Force? What are the things that made Darth Vader scary us that he can kill you over a telephone call? What has who has Kylo killed with the Force? He's a good fighter. I mean, we start the Skywalker one, the Rise of Skywalker with him hacking and slashing people on Mustafa. So
Well,
yeah,
his kill count is quite low though. I mean, yeah, even that Mustafa thing. I mean, do we really see what he really did? We kind of like got in the middle of it and then we ended early, so we didn't
yeah.
really see the epicness of whatever battle that was. So
I was
like, Kylo Ren's kill count is very low for me. I mean, for me, it's what his dad, and
yeah.
that's it.
Because I was wanting to think, okay, there's a part the people should understand one thing about the Force is that it's supposed to be it's a great mysterious power and everything like that, but it also can be very, very, very scary. And we don't see that fear that you can get invoked by with the Force. Like I
Mm.
was I was I was legit hoping one day we'd see Kylo Ren at his apex dark side mode, force choking an entire ship, walking out to the hologram of his mother. And it's like, Mom, where are you hiding? If you don't
Right,
come
with
out, I'm
his
gonna
brothers next to him,
yeah. If you
with
don't
the
come out,
knights
I'm gonna
behind him.
yeah. Nobody's killing anyone because they're all choking and it's just sitting there. Where are you, Mom? I need to talk. Son, stop killing the
Mm.
people in the ship. I'm gonna kill them until you show up.
Yes,
There's
I
no
wanted that.
I wanted that. The only time we got to see how awesome it was is when he force stopped a laser bolt.
Mm.
That's not fair. That's not
I
fair
know
to
that
because
you started so well.
and that's the one thing that what made me love the Force Awakens was like we got to see and it's like oh
Mm.
imagine if he even could do that. I mean
I know. Look, the sad thing is, the Skywalker era, or whatever the fuck that is what it's called now. I don't even know why it's called that. But now that that's over, we can move on, people.
we
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 can start
need
again, new slate.
we need to move on. We need a new slate and
And I'm all for the
oh
Finn solo movie, where because there's a lot of potential there that we can revisit and rechange, write
what
out that weird go Finn. We
oh
can
no.
actually have a Finn solo movie. You can find his powers. He can actually deal with his relationship with the stormtrooper brothers that he killed. Maybe
Mhm.
he even knows the Knights of Ren. And he's like, yo, isn't it
And
crazy that Kylo Ren killed those guys?
have
Kylo was
a
their brother.
have
Well,
a
what
better
about you?
PTSD. Yeah, make a Finn movie. Make a Finn movie. Oh yeah. Yeah. And please, Disney, please get your battles right. I just need you to fix that. I'm so sorry. I know I touched it in the beginning, Alien, but just fix your battles. The battles don't make sense. I mean,
Yes,
the
fix it
the
back.
the climatic battle in the disastrous Rise of Skywalker was a parade push. All those ships were parading. And how the hell did they manage to squeeze through this whole impassable minefield that's supposed to require a wayfinder to pass, which needed a small ship to maneuver
Right?
past this whole mess.
Weren't you
Suddenly, there's
guys
this
looking
like
for these people the whole time?
suddenly the entire galaxy is there with this gigantic fleet, and I was like, okay, wow,
Also, doesn't
okay,
one of
so
these
what?
ships have the capacity to blow up an
What
entire planet?
planet?
So if they fire once on, all of you dead.
Aim the super laser. Prepare to launch some salvos into that formation. Guys, you're too tightly packed in. Open up, fire. We've lost. we've lost
We've
seven.
lost our forces.
We've lost 17 ships in one blast. What kind of weapon is that? It's the super laser. They're ready to use it. Ready to use it again. Fighters spread out. Keep them busy. Use tactics. Use military.
Also,
How can
you are right. the worst thing about it is the worst fight in Star Wars history is the definitive fight. The fight that they have with Snoke and everyone. It's like the messiest thing I've ever seen. It
That
like not
that
even for Star Wars, just messy.
that
Like
that fight with Ray and Ray,
and
Kylo Ren,
Snoke
and
and
then the Praetorian
messy.
Guards. That thing was the most awfully choreographed fight that I've ever seen in the
Yeah.
Star Wars. And this
Mm.
comes from a man.
Mess.
I know people play hate the sword critics hate all the prequel fights because it looks like they're dancing, and I'm like, I'm all for that because I actually liked the Jedi fights in the prequel series. I can't put
Yeah.
I
Look,
enjoyed
I'm
them. But now,
look. I
if
don't
you're
think we have
gonna
to go that
say
far.
if you're
It's,
gonna say let's become more realistic, fine. Then I'll give you that leeway. But you're not gonna tell me when somebody's trained in the Force, he won't be able to rely on the Force to the point where he dances through his opponents. He will flow with the Force like it's a dance, and it will look awesome while doing it. That being said, that mess in the hall after they execute
mess.
they assassinated Snoke, it looked so choppy. It looked so choppy. And that wait, which movie came out first? Was it Rogue One that came out after?
I don't
Uh,
know actually. I can't remember. I
I
can't
think it
remember. I
was.
think Rogue One came out. Actually, I don't know.
I think Rogue One came out before. Yeah, it came out before.
Lost Jedi.
Fine, we've got
I
technology.
know.
We've
I
got
don't know. I don't
technology.
know if it came out before or after Last Jedi. I'm
Hmm.
assuming did it not come out after Force Awakens? Because I think we got Force Awakens, then we got Rogue
Yeah, it
One,
was
then
Force
we got
Awakens.
Last Jedi, then we got
Then
that solo bullshit, and then
yeah,
we
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So now, so what gets me going is, oh yeah, wow, this is bad. Because no,
Yeah, the ratio is
no,
horrible.
no, no, because the battle in Rogue One is the best thing, is the best battle offering that Disney has ever produced.
Yeah, it is actually
Because
by
every
far.
single action has a purpose in this battle. We need to keep them
It,
diverted. We
mm,
need then the rebel fleet,
it,
and it also shows it's you know in
the
war.
weight of it. Yeah.
Yeah, in war, climatic battles can also happen by chance. And
Mm,
if you don't believe me, go look up Gettysburg. Gettysburg was not really supposed to happen for those Civil War reenactments. It wasn't supposed to happen. Just like two criminal units met, and then it kind of built up to this big battle. And that's sort of something that happens in Rogue One, where a small unit infiltrated the planet, and then now they're creating chaos. And now Redis was saying, you know what? While they're creating chaos, I need to create chaos in space and send reinforcements. And then the rebel fleet approaches. Then there's this battle in space. Now there's a space battle and a ground battle, and now Darth Vader is being called. So you can see how things
yeah.
kind of piled up, even though there was a clear objective: gather plans, transmit the plans, save
Mm.
the rebellion. And now how
What are the
they went
stakes? Yeah.
and
What are
and
the
and,
stakes in the Rise of Skywalker? It's
and,
nothing.
and that's a low tier battle compared to, and that's back in the height of the rebellion. Now let's go into this. This is the last movie. You've nostalgized us to the point where we are all borderline crying because we don't really want this thing to happen. We thought 3PO was going to die for some reason, and then we have this big battle that doesn't make sense, which looks worse.
Also, the rules. Okay, wait. I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but the rules of Palpatine's plan is if Rey kills him, he'll be reborn in her. But
Yes.
didn't she technically kill him? I mean, I know she didn't kill him with a lightsaber, but she still killed him. So, like, is there
Yeah.
like a clause in this Sith
Yeah.
rule that it has to be a lightsaber? Like, that doesn't make sense.
No, no,
Also,
no.
lightsabers don't necessarily make you a Sith or a Jedi. It's just a tool that you use to kill.
What? Yeah.
It's
So
like
yeah,
saying
yeah,
like,
yeah.
if
You're
you
supposed
kill
to,
me with a knife, I will be reborn. But if you shoot me, then
it's
I guess I
whoops.
won't.
Yeah, and that of all the things that also make me hate that movie the most is what they've done to my, like props to Palpatine's performance, but what they
Mm,
did there, they made him a shadow of himself. you went from this ultimate evil trying to train and groom you to become evil to the weird grandpa. I was literally
Yeah.
even that opening line is said to Ray made a shiver go up up my spine like long have I waited for my granddaughter to come home. All that's left was a tray. Cookies, my chocolate
Yeah.
chip.
Ugh.
And that's all that was
Also,
missing.
you know what's weird? And I have to make this point because it's like because we spoken about the other versions of Star Wars,
Yeah.
and like through the other versions of the Star Wars films, we've always spoken about the films firstly from the protagonist's point of view and what the
Mm,
protagonist did and how the protagonist elevated the plot and what I mean,
mm,
we talked about Luke and Anakin so much in the other ones that I can't help but say like guys, Rey is just man. And I know I'm not hating on Daisy Ridley. I'm not, and even then, I'm not hating on the fact that it's a female character. I'm
the
not.
same
I'm just saying
way.
this is a poorly written character. None of the actions she made actually felt any weight or pushed the narrative forward. It was just like other elements, and she was just caught in the middle of it, and she was just, and the character's development was just boring and also illogical. Because like even the whole thing of her becoming a gray Jedi or suggesting it doesn't even make sense. When did she reach that conclusion off screen? Isn't
And
that the
that,
whole point of the film to
eh,
see her develop?
to see it develop, and why did she decide to take up the name
It was
Skywalker and
dumb. Yeah,
Castle with
yeah.
Palpatine and
Or
Palpatine?
Solo even. She knew Han
Obviously,
Solo way longer than she knew Luke, isn't she?
way longer, way
Just saying.
longer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, he even
and
saved her life. What the fuck did Luke do for Ray?
except give her the world's biggest headache.
Yeah.
And what's
Or even Leia. Didn't she know Leia? Leia wasn't even a Skywalker, but
at
whatever.
that point? So
Yeah.
because technically she never was. Her surname was Organa.
Yes, exactly. It's
Yeah,
Organa. So like, if she was like, "Yo, I'm Ray Organa now," I would have been like, "Look, maybe you guys had a bigger relationship off screen, even
yeah,
though we didn't really see it."
yeah.
But
Rise of Organa
but the Skywalker thing just doesn't make any fucking sense
doesn't
to
make
anyone.
any sense to anyone. And this, like I said, I'm not playing a hating on. Also, I agree with completely. I'm not hating on the characters. I'm not hating on any of the cast. Of any of the cast,
Mm,
I have no
no.
problems with. They actually chose quite a very talented
Mm,
group of young people that have a very strong
mm,
acting potential. That's the one thing I can give them props for. What I'm angry at is that terrible writing, Darth Kathleen, Darth JJ, and Darth.
yeah.
What's the name of the boy who made the Last Jedi?
Oh, Ryan Johnson.
No, no, Ryan Johnson is not a
Which
Darth. He's
is
Edgelord. Edgelord
yeah.
Johnson.
No, but here's the thing though. Why are more people? And I know I'm I'm a bit biased because I'm out of the three films, The Last Jedi is my
His
uh,
favorite. Oh no, your
no,
favorite.
it's not my it's my not my I mean favorite's a strong word. It's the one that I
Tolerant.
tolerate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but like why is the hate against Ryan Johnson just so much more than JJ? Because for me, I'm like, guys, but JJ dropped the ball from the beginning. And then he fumbled the landing even worse. And I'm like, I get the guy in the middle
Yeah.
also messed it up. But the guy in the beginning and at the end was just horrible, man. Horrible. Man, it was
No.
just horrible. It was like Lost all over again. I was like, oh my
How do they
God.
fix? That's what I was thinking at that point. At that point, I wanted to know how is Ryan gonna fix this hot ass mess that they've created? Because
Yeah.
the main villain, the main antagonist is dead. They're
Mm.
supposed to fight this person, and now this new hero. Do you have guys? Will you guys have the balls to make this Ben Solo a proper Sith now to become this new evil, or you're gonna back out and try and pull him back into the light because that's what he is. He's still part Skywalker. What
Also,
what's going on? What's
call
going
me crazy,
on?
but when you say you're making a new trilogy of films, do you not plan how a beginning, middle, and end
Middle
in
and
the
end.
beginning? And you guys all come together and you all talk about things and you're like, haha. I mean, we've all seen it being done on an even bigger scale with the Marvel universe. You can
For
clearly see there's like cohesion
yeah,
on another level happening. And that's not even. But you guys have 3 movies, and they're doing it like 26, and you guys don't even have that.
And make no mistake, there are movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that are absolute trash.
Yes, they are trash,
Absolute
but they're
trash,
cohesive
but they're
in that
cohesive.
universe.
Yeah, they make sense. This looks like Frankenstein's monster
It really does.
you just dissect and then roughly stitched it up, and it looks awful. It behaves awfully. It just doesn't add up awfully. And yeah, I could go on and on about just how much I hate these two
And for
movies.
that, I think we have to unfortunately blame Kathleen Kennedy. Look, she's the person who should have, in the beginning, had a clear vision for the beginning, middle, and end for these movies. Look, having different directors in different projects isn't a problem.
Yeah,
I don't mind that.
George
But you
Lucas
should
did it.
at least have the same.
What's the overarching?
Maybe even writers or overarching. Yeah, like
what's
have
the
a clear beginning,
overarching?
middle, and end. And also, it's your fault. Like, as much as people want to hate Rian Johnson for The Last Jedi, it's not his fault that someone said, "Hey, dude, do you want to make a Star Wars movie in completely your way?" And who gives a fuck about canon? And that's clearly what happened. Kathleen was like, "Dude, write the fucking movie you want, and after that, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out." And he was like, "What if I kill Snoke?" She was like, "Fucking kill him." She's like, "What if I kill Phasma?" Fucking kill him. Ice him.
Who cares?
Shit.
Can I have a?
Can I kill? He also killed Luke Skywalker.
Can I kill Luke? Yeah, kill him.
Yeah,
okay, that's okay. Murder him. Can I have a horse battle? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, cool.
With salt.
Shit. And he's like, when he finished the movie, he was like, "I don't know what she has to do for the last one, though." She was like, it's okay.
We'll figure something out. Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
That's why at the beginning I said Kathleen Kennedy, who was a pupil of George Lucas before she turned to evil. Yes, there are many other points. You see, and that's what you need to understand. Yes, we can't put the blame on one person. There's a whole lot of blame to give, but there's some people who are more responsible than others. And she's right there. She's right there at the top. She's the fallen one at the top, who then hired Darth JJ and Darth Edgelord Ryan, and they fulfilled the whole axis of Disney Star Wars evil, and now here's the mess. We've got polarized fans. I've never, people didn't, as much as you guys go on about being like, yeah. The prequels weren't perfect either. Look at how people were hating on the prequels compared to the original trilogies. The divisions were there, but they were never this extreme. Right now, we are so polarized. The guys who are saying the extreme minority are the guys who love these movies. I don't know who you are.
No, look, the thing is, with Star Wars, after the Disney thing, I've never felt so dirty.
Yeah.
Like when, you feel used and like blatantly, and like you just want to, and I've never wanted to wash off Star Wars before in my life. And Disney did that to me. Like I was like, ugh, I think I think I've had enough.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna. Yeah, and the thing is, I'm okay because I found really good things. Guys, go watch Attack on Titan. It's really good. It's really good. Go do that.
Which is basically an offspring of Star Wars.
Shinzo Sasaki. I'm just saying, guys, go watch that. It's really, actually, it's not done yet, but I honestly think it's the best anime of all time. But we'll get to that conversation.
Go watch Code Geass. Code Geass.
Go watch Code Geass.
Code Geass tells this whole new trilogy better than
right. You want to know about political intrigue and the legacy of the past?
They should have just taken Code Geass' story and just added to Star Wars, and then problem solved.
Code Geass probably is a way better Star Wars than Star Wars right now. Actually, it's really good, and and you could actually tell that story in live action. Would it be better in the anime? Not really.
But hey.
But it's really good. Also, Code Geass is like one of those things where the landing is like the best landing
Mm.
ever, unless Attack on Titan doesn't happen. But we'll see.
Then let's not end things on a sour note. Let's not talk about the thing. Let's talk about the glimmer of hope. There is a new hope. That's what I like about this year.
Hey, are we getting up? Right? You know
Yes.
the theme song.
Yes. You know, everybody was going on, and let me tell you, from my perspective, everybody was going on about the Mandalorian, and I was like, OUT out. I was like, you know, guys, I was, because
I was the one who was like, dude, watch this shit.
you know, I was at that point where, you know, I've accepted my fate. I'm now old now. I'm now. Let me just take to this thing that let me just keep these things that make me happy. I don't need to go
Are you
chasing
like,
things that,
you know,
like, you know what?
you sound
It's
like,
okay.
you sound like Luke in Last Jedi. Like at the height of their powers, Disney destroyed.
So I
They
was
let
like,
their money grabbing ways.
yeah, then I thought, then I just had to say, rather than becoming this bitter guy who's yelling at everybody about how this thing sucks, let me just stick to the things that make me happy and let people be people. You know what I mean? Everybody has the different opinions. Let them live according to their different opinions. I'll be fine. And then this guy's like, the Mandalorian. Oh my God, the Mandalorian. And then you came in, the Mandalorian. I was like, yeah, that's nice. Don't make me feel hopeful. And then
Don't.
I was Hawkeye. No, don't.
Don't make me feel hope.
Don't make me hope.
I'm sorry I didn't bring it to you sooner.
Then I watched the first episode, and from that moment, I watched it with my cousin because it's like you're watching this. Then play. It is the way. No, no. It wasn't even the way. It was I have spoken. When I have spoken.
Hey.
Do I? What is this feeling? You know, I had that anime moment where where that character has that feeling, that moment really reflects in a moment. Why is that anime trope ever? What is the let's have that anime trope where during the heat of battle, this guy has time to reflect and remember a moment that happened in their life. Yeah, but when he said I've spoken, I had that feeling. What is this feeling? Nandato.
Nani?
Yes. Is this feeling again? Could it be? Hope?
I know. I was also so jaded. And then when I watched it, I was like, I haven't felt like this since Star Wars. Is that you? It can't be.
No. It's an illusion.
No. Trust your feelings.
You're gonna hurt me again. No.
Oh man, it feels so good.
And they didn't stop. I remember I watched the whole season at my cousin's place. We kept. Do you know how many hours the thing was? I just sat stuck there by the computer the whole season.
It's so good.
It was so and that's what it got. That's where you find the space opera in this thing. It's a space opera for crying out loud.
Yeah.
We don't need to understand how the political system works. We don't need to also understand how corrupt the republic has become and all that other stuff. We don't need to understand any of that. We just need to be able to go into this world, into the immersion, and they
put me in an adventure.
We got sucked in. We felt like, okay, we need to protect this kid. When we saw the child and everybody said, "Baby Yoda," and the first thing that came to my mind is that this child better have the Force. It was the first thing that came to my mind. Does this child have the Force or not? Because I know everybody in this planet has an unusually high connection to the Force. So does he or does when he lifted that rhino, it was like and you can see them also, going on about.
Also, wait. Okay, wait. I'll just say it very quickly, and then we can go back to one. I just also really love the fact that because they met both fans. They met fans on who are on opposite spectrums in the middle. So they gave us the classic Star Wars formula, but they also decided to introduce this new philosophy into Star Wars. So it's not the same thing regurgitated. I
Mm.
mean, we're seeing the same universe, but from a Mandalorian's perspective. And
Yeah.
that's everything I've always wanted. I was like, oh my gosh, finally, I don't have to learn about the light and the dark side again. I've been to this class. Like I
You
was
know?
like, thank you so yeah, I was like, thank you so much. This is great. And then
Exactly.
we also got Darth Vader's true spiritual baby. Thank you, Moff Gideon. In all your glory.
He's illegitimate child.
Yeah.
It's,
Thank you, Moff Gideon. I've been waiting for you my whole life.
you know?
Uh,
And I mean, the whole episode explain. You know what I like is that it's all how inclusive it is, how well thought out it is. It's the Force Awakens that are supposed to be. Let's call it what
yeah.
it is, because
You have
that
something in your possession. We
yeah,
do not know what it is
but it
or its
means
value.
it's more valuable to me than you'll ever realize.
Yeah,
Like
no. Oh my God. I was like, yes, thank you, Moff Gideon. Also, he also brought back the killing henchman. He
yeah,
just kills his henchmen. And I was like, yeah, thank you.
exactly.
It's my time. Kill these henchmen, man.
Why should I tolerate incompetence in you?
Hmm.
Do I tolerate it in my enemies? No, you don't. So why should I tolerate it in you?
Also, I love the fact that he's not a bumbling idiot. He doesn't make mistakes.
He doesn't.
Like the characters, like if he does lose or take an L, it's because the characters actually outthought him or overperformed him. They actually legitimately beat him. He didn't
Yeah,
just fumble the ball and be
yeah,
like, "Oh my
yeah.
gosh." He was a
Oopsie.
genuine,
Oh
yeah,
wow. Oops. No. And
yeah.
I also like the character choices. Ooh. Yeah,
Mm.
I love the cast except for one.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, cool, cool.
But I love the cast.
Politics and Star Wars will never be separate,
But
unfortunately. That's
I cannot Disney will not allow it. But then I like the way you can see the force from an outside perspective. And like I mentioned earlier, the force can be kind of scary. You know?
yeah. Doesn't the force feel magical again?
It
Isn't that
does.
weird?
It
I was like,
does.
oh my gosh, it
It
feels
seems
like magic.
it seems so innocent and magical and sweet,
Mm.
and I want to
And
take
powerful.
and powerful exactly. It's just like I want to take this kid home and keep him safe. I
Mm.
understand. That kid can invoke anyone's dead instincts. And that's what
Yeah.
happened. You know, people are like, oh, the maternal instincts, they're also paternal instincts, and you get to see that. This is the first time it's like the anti Marvel
Mm.
trope where there is actually a responsible dad.
Yeah, that's true. No daddy issues in this show,
There's no
actually.
daddy issues in this shit. Yes, there's a meme that always keeps me laughing. It's like when Luke was picking up the Grogu, and then
Mm.
Grogu looks up to Luke like, I will never be a Jedi. I'm a Mandalorian, like my father before me. Like,
Right? Also,
because
I also like the helmet thing because, like, whenever we watch, I mean, we've been watching what superhero movies and Star
yeah,
Wars movies and all these fantasy things for like years and years now.
mhm.
And you always get the force scene where someone has to take off their mask so the actor can get more screen time. I'm so happy with this one. Fuck that.
Yeah,
You're a Mandalorian, dude. You wear your helmet.
you wear your helmet. You gotta take it.
You wear your We
But
don't need to get a cut to what Tony Stark in his helmet going, "Oh, Jarvis, what am
yes,
I? No, I didn't hear. I'm not here for that. I love you, Roberts, but I'm not
that
here for that.
yeah,
Give me Iron Man.
not in Star Wars. Not in
Yes, I'm not
least
here
of
for
all in
that."
Star Wars. And that's the one
Mm.
thing about the Mandalorian that I also enjoyed. It's the what's his name of the actor? Pedro.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal, right? That
Yeah.
dude's on fire right now.
You can see the amount of detail they put into creating that character. It's like, and that's the thing
Mm.
that you realize if you look at the cast that they chose. They respect Star Wars. They see something in Star Wars. In
Mm.
Rogue One, Donnie Yen, the one thing that he loved the most was that the first line he says in the Star Wars character in this movie is "May the Force be
Mm.
with you."
Mm.
You know, that's when you get to see Star Wars transcends race, gender, um, creed, culture, whatever. It's the thing that connects us all because and when somebody goes into that and is happy to just say that line on air, you you get to enjoy it because you see that the people who made it also enjoyed making it. I don't think the cast in the Disney trilogy were
Definitely
actually
not.
they're actually enjoying it. I'm not convinced, but because if you
I
look
think
at,
they liked the first. I think they liked the first movie, and then
they're
after
just
that, it was just yeah.
because, I mean, for him to keep his mannerisms with his head, even when his mask was off, if you noticed,
Mm.
he turned with his head. He didn't.
Yeah,
He didn't go
but
like
I mean,
because he's so used to having a mask on that
but
him having
also to your point about actors and the cast and the crew having fun. I
yeah,
think it's a I think the a big responsibility lies on the fans
yeah,
because with the Mandalorian, the fans have actually been very receptive, and obviously they've earned it. We didn't just give it to them for free; they've
yeah.
earned it. I mean, it's kind of hard to go to work when everyone thinks you're a piece of shit and everything you do is a piece of shit. So, like with the Star Wars fan, with the main trilogy, why the hell would you be enthusiastic about going or being a part of this when all you do is get hate mail and everybody hates? I mean, look at the girl who played, sorry to say, Asian girl, Finn love interest,
The
who
Rose.
got dropped anyways,
Yeah.
Rose. Why would she be invested in this? Why would Finn be invested in this? Why the hell would Ray be invested in this? I mean, all she's been getting is hate, and that was even before she even shot this movie. The moment she was
True.
announced she was in this movie, everyone was like, ah! So, you know what I mean?
But
Even
now,
Kylo Ren. I remember everyone used to
now,
hate Adam Driver. Now everybody loves Adam Driver. But before everyone was like, why is the guy from Girls Darth Vader? I hate that. Why is that happening? So
now,
yes, as fans, I mean, people didn't even like Josh Brolin as Thanos. They were like, why the fuck is this guy like? Everybody hates until even the Joker. People used to hate Joaquin Phoenix. They're like, why is Joaquin Phoenix a joke? No. So I think as fans, we need to just take a step back, just let them work, let them do their thing. And if we don't like it, then just don't watch it and move on. We don't have to be so vocal because unfortunately we're so much more vocal about our hate than we are for our love.
whatnot. Yeah, which is
Yeah.
not,
And I look,
which
I'm not innocent.
neither am I, and I hear you, and that's why I was. That's why when I came to the Mandalorian, I was so slow to the uptake because I was at that
Mm,
point where I was saying, I don't want to become toxic. And yes,
mm,
I'm disappointed and I'm jaded and bitter, but you know what? I still have my original trilogy. I can still
mm.
go watch it. I'm having a Star Wars marathon in a couple of weeks' time actually. I'm gonna enjoy it. Oh, you should come.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, and then we just cut off when we're done. Cut
Yeah,
off
so
from the shit that you don't want. That's
yes,
what I
and
do with The Matrix. I
that's what I
love
did.
Matrix. Matrix is one of my favorite movies. I just watched the first one. I don't watch the second one. I don't watch the third one. And depending on if the fourth one is good, I might just see that maybe the canon is the first and the fourth one, and my life
But
goes on.
my
Like,
life goes on. That's what I like about it. I've got that option. I can, and I'm blessed with such an active imagination that I can actually
mm,
make my own Star Wars universe continue. So
yeah,
okay,
and
we're
when
gonna
people,
do this. We're going to do that. I accidentally stumbled on the plot, which makes me both happy and angry because I wrote my fan fiction years ago when they made now, for it to be revealed that, okay, they were actually kidnapping children, and my storyline was kicking off with the fact that in the height of in the aftermath of the empire, they were trying to find forces to children to kidnap, and I wanted to say, no, you're not going to kidnap these kids. I'm going to
mm,
protect them and take them away. That was my story,
oh,
and then
that's
they made it
cool.
come, and it's like, oh wow. Now I feel invalidated
Mm,
because, oh, okay, that was my story, but it's a fanfic.
mm.
You know what I mean?
Wait, I mean, because of, I mean, we're still in the Disney sphere, and we
Yeah,
can always go jump right back into the awesomeness of Mandalorian. Really is really good. But
it
like,
is. Watch it.
I never read the books and of the Star Wars lore or anything that was technically canon back then that is no longer canon now. Do you feel some type of way about that? Because I know a lot of fans were angry, but have you just let that go? Or
Yes and no. Yes, because some of the books are so numerous and so contradicting. Your head would respond clean off your shoulders, honestly. Because
mm,
at least make it cohesive. But
mm,
the biggest yes is that there are so many characters, so many fan favorite characters in the mythos, in the now legend mythos that was so goddamn awesome that we would have loved to have
mm,
seen them in the live movies. I mean,
yeah.
the reason why Thrawn, Grand Admiral Thrawn, the
Wait,
reason
I think he is technically canonized, isn't
he
he? I mean, they
is,
mention him.
he
Yeah.
is, he is,
Mm,
and the reason why is because if you read him up in Legends, that man is a beast. And not
mm,
in a beast in the terms that like he's so powerful or anything. That guy is a tactical, strategic machine. He's like he's like the Sun Tzu of the Star Wars universe. You know what I mean?
yeah.
He
Mm,
he knows how to. You will work hard to earn a win against him.
mm. And of
It's
course, he's with the Empire. Obviously,
and and,
that's
and
where the
that's
great minds go.
and that's what's missing from this in this new Star Wars stuff is that okay, you've cut out all these super awesome characters that you've read about. At least give us somebody. At least give somebody who can at least match that. Because Throne was awesome. Warlord
Sorry, this is a
Zinj,
weird thing.
yeah,
This is a weird tangent, but like
yes,
this is just for all art. But like I think there's a weird thing where we vilify intelligence in our art. Like everybody who's intelligent is either a bad person or is going to become one. Like I'm thinking of like in Harry Potter,
yeah.
the intelligent characters are obviously what Slytherin, and therefore they're
Snape.
evil, right? And then
Severus Snape. Severus Snape was the only one to catch Dumbledore's bullshit from a mile away. It's like this is bullshit, and you know that. And
yeah, and then even in Star Wars, we don't. I mean, the most intelligent characters are obviously in the Empire. There's
yeah,
no technical mastermind
there's
or
no
very smart Jedi or anyone on the rebellion.
the only one with some semblance of military intelligence is Admiral Akbar. And
Yeah, but then,
don't
but you
get
never really got to show that. Or even in Avatar, like the most intelligent person in the whole show is like Azula,
and
and she's
Sokka.
like happens to be. Oh yeah, I guess Sokka is kind of smart, but
Yeah.
okay, I'll give you that. All right. But Sokka is
Yeah,
accidentally smart.
but
We have to say,
yeah,
but he's a
but
tactician, though.
but we don't find refined, studied intelligence in the good guys. We've got
Yeah.
goofy, nerdy. We get goofy, nerdy
Mm,
intelligence. I mean, for all intents and purposes, the most streamlined, smart person is Tony Stark, and I defy anyone to
mm,
say you see Tony Stark behind a book. But Tony Stark was just
yeah,
blessed with intelligence. He's too busy
that's
chasing the
true.
ladies, and then oh, I accidentally made an
Mm,
arc reactor. The only other character to be Reed Richards, and that's because and now he's portrayed as a nerd. He's basically the world's smartest
mm,
nerd. The
mm.
other one would be Batman, but Batman was never really portrayed as
No, he's
intelligent.
not.
He's portrayed as more like I'm gonna beat your ass
That's
and I'm a detective. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, true.
So
But intelligence in art form, I don't know. We have a weird relationship with it. I
you
just think
do, you do, you do.
as people we need to work on. Because I mean, we
Mm,
even get Sherlock, who's I guess the smartest protagonist that we've ever had, but we
yeah,
even still pose him as not a good guy, but as a sociopath who just happens to do good things because it's fun. And at any point, he can switch sides.
no, no,
But
so once again, like I said, if it's smart and it's good, it's supposed to be nerdy. It's supposed to be nerdy, uncapped, looks ruffled around the edges, and socially awkward, can't talk to girls, or can't talk to guys, and smells of sulfuric acid or something because they don't look like they're supposed to be unassuming and unimpressive. Where if you were to find the same someone with the same level of intelligence who actually cares about his physical appearance, we got a Victor Von Doom, basically.
yeah, I'm just saying we need to work on that as people
To
because we're kind of perpetuating this idea that intelligence is going to lead
evil, which
to evil. Yeah.
in essence is actually its antithesis. Anyway,
Mm.
yeah, which brings me. Oh, I forgot to add. My number three biggest hate is what they did to my boy Admiral Akbar. Guys,
Oh, did he die off screen, right?
got blown
Or was
up
it?
by he got blown up by Kylo Ren's two TIE fighters.
Yeah. It wasn't even Kylo Ren himself. It was just
Yeah.
random TIE fighters that was just like pew, pew, pew. And then he was just like, oh, we've lost General Akbar.
Guys, if guys, you don't understand how much that hurt me because of all the OG characters, my top three would be obviously Vader and Luke. Right
Mm.
there was Admiral Akbar. In fact, my favorite line I keep quoting every time I'm driving and I'm heading into the highways that are all crafts. prepare to jump into hyperspace on my mark. And it's all because of Admiral Akbar. And then you take my Admiral and do that to him? Oh, Lord, I can't forgive you. I cannot.
Like you know what happened? Like all the Star Wars fans who walked into Last Jedi were basically those kids that Anakin killed.
Yeah.
Master Skywalker, what are we gonna do? Yeah.
There's this wonderful meme they make about it. Master Skywalker, there are too many. What are you going to do? Oh, I'm sorry. Not Knight Skywalker, you're not a master. This kid.
Because that movie just killed everyone. Like it killed Snoke, Akbar, it almost killed Leia, it killed Luke.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure there's more I'm forgetting right now. But the kill count in that movie is pretty wild.
And
it's pretty wild.
And it's also done done without any decent taste. I think that's why I put it below.
Yeah.
That's why I put it below Last Jedi actually, because I was thinking, there's Admiral Akbar who was coordinating this massive fleet. It's one of the reasons I want my office to look like the bridge of a Star Destroyer, but I don't want Admiral Akbar's chair. Sweetly, guys. Now, but then again, it's happened. Let's talk about the light, which is Mandalorian.
Sorry. The light side,
which they're getting right, which they've got so many things right. I cannot stress enough, guys. Go watch the Mandalorian. Go watch the Mandalorian. Yeah. Watch the original trilogy of Star Wars. Watch the prequels. Watch Rogue One. And watch the Mandalorian. Look, that's actually it. We haven't even spoken about the Solo movie because to us it doesn't exist.
What is that? What did you just say? I don't know what you're talking about. What is that?
The Solo. Apparently, I heard somebody.
You say Olo? Is there Olo? What's that? Is that like a chocolate? Olo? I should check that out. I don't know. I don't know why, but your connection is just very blurry right
that's how bad a certain movie that shall not be named is. We won't talk about it because it doesn't deserve to be talked about. It doesn't, not in this platform. It really doesn't. So after that, Mandalorian, because gosh, the fighting there is good. I don't care what they say. That's how you choreograph a fight. You bring the best things that you can as your own. You develop your own fighting style over the years. This guy's attacking you with a dark saber, and you're busy blocking it with your Beskar armor, and because that's how you grew up with. That's how you grew up fighting. That's how you learn to trust this armor that you have. Other people wouldn't do that to save their lives because they know a lightsaber can't do anything. You just know Beskar block, laser bolts blocks. It's gonna block this. I don't know how. So you fight close quartered, bringing your arms up, using the weapons you've got to your disposal, things like that. Things that show forethought in a battle sequence. Why don't we have that? And of course, my friend, we have to talk about that last scene in the last episode of season 2.
Oh yeah, man. we got the epic return of the chosen one.
At the height of
green lightsaber and all. Green lightsaber and all, dude.
I just love. I like what I recently watched all the reaction videos to that, and I've lost count of the amount of people who ended up in tears watching Luke walk down that whole way, because that's the same feeling I had. It's like, oh, okay, so I'm not as crazy as everyone else thinks. It still hasn't broken my record though, but still.
I think it's still it's one of the best reveals ever, because it's literally Luke Skywalker that we were supposed to get. And I understand why everyone's emotionally invested. Only a few characters can make me feel that kind of way. Luke is definitely one.
Now let's take that and replace The Force Awakens with that. And
you see what I mean?
Ended up with that scene being the last scene in
Luke's canon.
In The Force Awakens 2.0, the fixed one. That movie, even if Luke had the smallest screen time and the smallest dialogue, the mere fact that all that happened would have made people lose their minds.
That's true.
And we also got to see like father like son, like kid, when you walk down that. I bet you the Force ghost of Anakin was walking right there beside him. Kid,
Mm.
trust me. When that hallway opens, you just slash everything, right? You walk in there, you do all, but do it silently, do it efficiently. There's no just feel
Also,
like an
like,
unstoppable titan.
I also want to praise Mandalorian because, like, I I enjoy the fact that it's introducing new philosophical ideas
Yeah,
and it's taking Star Wars in a new direction, but it's also not trying to be too philosophical. It
yeah.
understands this is Star Wars, guys. It's
This is
supposed to
supposed to.
be approachable for people of like different ages, different walks of life. It's
Mm,
not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be. It's not. I'm trying to think of like a movie that's like goes. It's not supposed to be The Social Network. You know what I
yeah,
mean? We're not trying to dig deep dive into our morality as people and the grayness of man.
yeah.
This is Star Wars, guys. Just be entertained. Yes, there's some philosophical ideas in there, and there's a lot of character development in there. But that's it. We're not trying to be deep, and I like that. I don't always want to watch a show and have to write a philosophical paper afterwards. Like
Yeah,
I'm okay. Like
and then sit there and like, maybe we are messed up as humanity.
yeah,
Look at us.
I'm like.
We've done X, Y, Z. No, 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 no. Let me just
You know what I mean? Maybe the arms race is just too much for us as a society. Maybe we should be passive. No, I'm just here to watch Star Wars. I'm
can
not
I
here to
just
debate.
can I just want to imagine myself going into the spaceship like when tell me if if no one ever wanted to feel like know what it feels like to be in a spaceship and up until you saw baby you little Grogu going like Wee!
Yes.
And of course we would be I kid you not, I don't care how old would I be if I was in that spaceship with anyone and you're busy fighting and ducking and diving around TIE fighters. My hands would be up there too.
Yeah.
Whee!
And the thing is, that's the important thing because I know now we live in this era where everything needs to be philosophically charged or woke or anti woke or whatever, whatever.
Oh
And I
yeah,
just feel
wait.
like some IP or intellectual property wasn't built like that. Like I
Mm.
don't need to watch Power Rangers and go into like I don't need to watch Power Rangers and expect a story about child soldiers. No, it wasn't built for that. It was just supposed to be a fun monster of the week kind of thing.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
everything needs to be built and changed up and turned into Watchmen. Okay, just just some
Just
things
chill,
are done.
guys, chill.
Just chill.
Calm your tits, kids. And which brings me, okay, there's a question. I know we are going way off topic and we're literally going back to the things that make us angry. And there's one thing grinded, that always grinds in the back of my head, and I just need an answer for because it's something that everybody who hates the movies have talked about a lot of things, but there's one thing that just comes into my mind every time I watch
Mm.
The Force Awakens is that there's a part where where Ray is piloting the Millennium Falcon and that he's being chased by those TIE fighters and Finn is shooting them with those cannons and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, and then they stop mid-air, and then
Yeah, yeah.
but they're not falling off
No, no,
fast. But yeah,
no. That's not my
not
question.
even that.
No, that's not my issue. My biggest issue is that if you look at the original movie, there are two guns. So when the bottom gun got disabled, why didn't Finn just go up the ladder to the top gun and start shooting? I've always wanted to know.
No.
Because, yeah, it's cool and all. You're using Luke's old weapon. You're like,
Yeah.
hey, but then, oh, look, I can't move. It's stuck in the forward position. I would like,
Hey,
if
hey.
I was Ray, I was like, kiddo, there's another gun at top. Leave that gun and
You
climb to the
know,
top one and shoot them.
there's only one answer to that question. I don't know
Mhm.
what movie you're talking about. I mean, I think I've heard of that movie, but I honestly
Did
don't
you
think
just
I've heard of.
did you just disown the
I
Force
think
Awakens?
I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't like. Maybe I should. If it's is it on Netflix? I don't know. I'll check for it. But I don't know that movie you're talking about. I'll
So
check it out.
oh
I'll
goodness.
check it out. Oh wait, I'll get to it maybe when I'm done with Naruto for the 100th time. But like, I'll
No, 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 no.
I'll add it to the list now.
I recently just started One Piece, so as soon as I finish reading
Oh,
all of One Piece, I'll get onto it. Okay. So
yeah.
I'm still at One Piece chapter one. So
Oh wait, so you have to read the manga and then watch the anime,
and then
obviously.
watch the
Then you
anime,
can
obviously. Then I'll get to
then you
this.
can get to yeah. Whatever this thing that you're talking about.
Whatever this thing
But
is, yes.
you said something Phil? Phil? Is that what you
Yeah.
said? Phil in the canon. All right, cool. Phil in the canon. Cool. I'll get to that. Sounds like it's pretty good. I don't know.
Yeah,
Sounds
I'm
like they
not
treat that
sure.
character. It sounds like they treat that black character with all the respect it
But
deserves.
he
I'm
rightfully
sure.
deserves
I'm just
absolutely.
assuming. Yeah, but I'm just
Mm,
assuming from what she
mm.
said.
Anyway. Oh
Okay, wait.
goodness.
Okay, wait. So Mandalorian is great. Mandalorian is good. But I
Yes.
want to ask you. We've heard the announcements from the Kennedy camp
Yes.
about everything that we're getting from Star Wars.
Mhm.
Are you excited? Are you not excited? Is there anything you actually want to watch? Is there
There's
something you
only
don't want to watch?
one of the whole myriad of things that are coming. There's only one I want to watch.
Hmm.
Kenobi.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
It's
I mean,
the
I'm happy that they're bringing back the entire like old
But
cast.
that being said, my concern is if they I understand they're introducing Hayden Christensen and they're like, oh look, Vader's coming back. My concern is
Mm,
that if Vader's coming back
mm.
and then he meets Kenobi and they fight, it invalidates
Again.
it invalidates the New Hope. And I don't want you to invalidate the sacred scriptures any
Oh
more than
my
you already
gosh.
had.
Have you learned nothing from these Disney people? Have you
Yeah,
learned nothing
that,
is sacred? Nothing is sacred, man.
that's what concerns me. I'm happy
Dude,
for the cast. I'm happy they got Ewan to
yeah.
do the role of Obi-Wan. And I'll be more than happy to see Darth Maul come back more
That's
than
true, yeah.
more than Vader versus more than Vader versus Kenobi in any aspect. I don't care if they meet
Also, it would
anything.
be weird. It would be weird to have them interact and fight again because, like, when they meet in A New Hope, you can clearly tell they haven't seen each other in years.
No,
You even get the impression that Obi-Wan hasn't seen him in the Darth Vader costume, even when he says like something far evil has happened to you and all that
yeah.
kind of stuff. But like to have them actually meet and fight in the costumes is just
It's just
weird.
sad. It's just
And
sad.
it's also like counteractive to like Obi-Wan's character because you can tell like he's on the planet protecting Luke with the hope that Luke one
Mm.
day save the universe. So
And now if
beyond
it
him
go you know if Obi-Wan goes to if Darth Vader goes to Tatooine, sad. But then he goes and
now, right?
fights. So I don't think that's gonna happen. So Obi-Wan might go off planet for a few missions here and there. I do get that.
Mm.
I also get that he might end up fighting against some other characters, or maybe don't get me wrong, just maybe we get to see while Obi-Wan Kenobi is doing this thing, and this is me hoping against all. This is
Mm.
like I mentioned, I've been let down before, so I'm not expecting much. But if we get to see how Vader is continuing his hunt for all the Jedi, and
Oh yeah.
I'm all down for that. You kill them, Jedi. Go ahead, go
Yeah, I'm
ahead.
cool with that. I
Yeah.
also hope we get more Palpatine. I feel like that should also be an opportunity for the Palpatine
If
fans.
if you don't see him, at least hear him. You've got a
No,
holographic
I want to
message.
see him. I don't want the last thing of Palpatine to be Rise of. What's that movie again? Yeah, but like I would just yeah. Since you know what, since Revenge of the Sith, I haven't seen Palpatine, and I just really miss Palpatine. Like
Did you just
I
disown all
really
those
am.
movies?
I just really miss him. Like it's been so long.
When I miss the cackling old man. Yeah, and also maybe once again, this is me hoping. I'd also like to see a little bit of Yoda.
Yeah, that's possible actually.
It
I
is
mean, he's
possible.
technically alive
He's
in that
technically alive in
area.
that time. Yeah, I want to hear my favorite little Jedi. You know,
True.
as much as we do play hate on Yoda as much as for being a war criminal and stuff like that, he's
Mm.
still my favorite Jedi. My
Yeah, and it's also not it's not suggested that Obi-Wan doesn't actually converse with Yoda on a regular basis.
yeah.
Like still have a relationship. They still probably do actually. You're
Yeah,
right.
he may have no idea where Yoda went, but the Force can reach out in ways that even these two cannot, even we cannot understand. So there must be still they must have Force
Although
Skype.
the worst way to take that relationship is if like, you know, Darth Vader is still out here killing Jedi, and then Obi-Wan answers to Yoda, and Yoda sends him on missions, and Yoda's like, "Oh, go save that Jedi," and then he comes back. He's like, "Oh, Master Yoda, what should I do in this episode?" Okay, well now you're gonna go and do that and that and that. Like I don't want it to be
So
that kind of like
that
dynamic. That would
that
be
would be like
horrible.
that would be like Power Rangers. So he'd be like Zord.
Yeah,
I'm
basically.
a big floating head. Save
Yeah,
the
I don't
Jedi,
like
you
that.
must.
Yeah. You see, I don't want that then. I'd rather. I mean, I'd like to see Obi-Wan be. I mean, this is actually a great opportunity for us to explore Obi-Wan's personal life, who he was
Yeah,
before he was a Jedi. Because like
yeah.
now he's probably
What
contemplating what was the point of becoming a Jedi? What was the point of his life?
exactly? Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Maybe he can go get a smooch.
Oh, Ben Kenobi.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's the only one that I'm really looking forward to. Of course, Mandalorian season 3. You better get that. You better get the fix. I need my fix right now.
Apparently, we have to wait forever for that.
I know
To be
because
honest, I think they should actually just not call it the Mandalorian because it's clearly not going to be that anymore.
what
It
is
seems
it?
like it's gonna be more of a war for Mandalore.
Yeah,
Like
then they should call it that because ultimately, what season
it
one and
doesn't.
season
It's not gonna feel like the same show because this one's
season
gonna be straight up war.
yeah, season one and season two was about this man becoming a dad. Let's be
Mm,
honest. So
mm,
he and how he looked out for this kid, even when this kid messed up and did very kid like messed up things like eating those
mm.
eggs and steal
Yeah.
and stealing and flat out, all these things that kids do, and he's still his dad. You know what I mean? And now the
Mm,
kid's gone to boarding school. What does the dad do? We see him becoming a bounty hunter again, or he's going to go fight
mm.
he's going to try and take back a planet that's now a pile of glass. I just I want I really like I said I've been hurt before by Star Wars by Disney Star Wars so as much as I love those other movies I'm very cautious about this season of The Mandalorian but thanks to the fact that I got The Mandalorian right I'm sort of okay with Kenobi just not messing up with the headcanon of the original trilogies but still go ahead let's have
Yeah.
fun let's see what happens.
That's good. I
If
mean,
if
I feel you. I think your enthusiasm is placed in the right places. I
and
see where
if
you're
all
coming
and if all else fails, I still will Control Alt Delete the series just as quickly
from.
as I Control
Yeah.
Alt deleted these other supposed movies I hear about, like you know,
Mm. Olo, whatever that is.
Olo and it and I had
What Philip with the gun? Isn't
you
that
know
what it was the other one? Yeah, Philip with the gun cannon. I heard that was
yeah,
one of
Philip
the.
with the gun killer, yes,
Mm.
and it was Palpatine all along.
Yeah, I heard Palpatine all along. I've heard of that movie actually. I heard it's
Mm,
very.
it's a very complicated.
I heard there's like so many villains in that movie. It makes it just so much better. Like they
You
just keep
know,
cloning them.
they're
Like they
just
just keep
making
cloning the
more
villains,
and more
and they
and more
just
villains,
and
and
it's just great.
they just made a big ass movie about villains all over the place, and they were just having a cool ass
Mm.
time beating everyone to a pulp. It was so awesome.
I know. It's
So yeah,
crazy. I mean, I even heard they even bring people back to life before, like no, but like without any like reason why. They just bring them back. Like that's so cool.
you know,
I can't wait to see that.
literally dying has no real world life consequences in in that movie. It's amazing. It's
I
like
know.
the
I mean,
dragon.
a friend of mine told me his favorite part in the movie is like when they're in the quicksand and then they're all about to confess like something
That
that's very important to them. But then turns out the quicksand leads to nowhere and they're in a cave. And then instead of talking about what they were actually going to confess, they just
Move
randomly
on.
fight it. And yeah, they just move on, dude.
You know,
It's
it's
great.
amazing,
It's
fantastic.
amazing. It's never brought back ever. I just
Never
love that.
ever,
That's my favorite kind of movie.
it's it's as if these people don't have feelings of their own.
I know.
Right?
Okay, wait. Here's my honest truth about the new Star Wars series
Yeah.
or series or everything that's being announced.
Mhm.
I honestly am not invested in a single one
Not a
because
single one.
not a single one because when I look at these new announcements and I
Mhm.
treat that for all of Disney, so I'm lumping in Star Wars and Marvel. I always look at the story. Does the story need to be told? And when I look at all of these, well, apart from Mandalorian, I'm not interested in any of them. Like, there's nothing here that needs to be told. Like, does the
Exactly.
Obi-Wan, will the Obi-Wan do anything for me? Not really. I mean, I already filled in the blanks for myself. And honestly, I filled in the blanks for myself and it's more fun for me to do that.
Yeah.
And then, like, with Bad Batch, do I really give a crap about the Bad Batch?
Did
Like,
I even
that's
mention?
okay.
Did I say anything about? When is Bad Batch starting again? It's starting soon, isn't it?
Yeah, starting soon. And honestly, I don't give a crap about the Bad Batch, too. Like, and then there's Old Republic, play the games. Then
Yeah.
the yeah,
Yeah.
play the games. Like, honestly,
I mean,
what
really,
on earth do you need to watch this? Play the
I,
games.
and the cinema and the cutscenes from the Old Republic movies are so good.
Yeah, it's so
Oh
good.
my God, it's one of the best cinematic openings of all gaming, except for Blizzard. Blizzard kicks everybody's ass. Fight me.
Yeah, but like, do
But
we really need an Old Republic TV show? No, we don't. It's also just a glorified prequel, and like we all know what happens with
yeah,
glorified
because
prequels.
like I said, like you mentioned, the whole light versus dark side of the Force story is tired.
Tired,
It's
tired,
tired.
done.
It's oh goodness, it's
It's
beyond
like,
broken
imagine
right
if
now.
someone, imagine if there was, if some, imagine if right now someone was like, "Yo, guess what? We found new scriptures that are about before the Old Testament." I'd be like, "What? Before creation?" And I'd be like, "You know what, dude? It's okay. I've got the text.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
okay.
you.
Like,
I'm
what?
okay.
Like, I don't need
I've,
to just read about the emptiness of space.
you
I'm all
know,
right. I'm quite good."
it turns out God wasn't chilling in the beginning of the universe over nothing.
No.
He was
Uh,
he was doing something like, do I need to know
yeah,
that?
yeah. He lived in an old republic with Odin. You know what? I'm good.
I'm
Actually,
good,
I
thank
actually wouldn't
you.
be. You know what? If I could write that, I might actually. But anyway.
The
but anyways.
Bazalon, the Bazalon will trample you to death. Let's not go down that route.
Yeah. But like, just in general, with all these new Star Wars series, there's nothing that comes across apart from Mandalorian 3, because I am hyped for the War for Mandalore. But other than that, I I'm done. And I'm keeping the same energy with the Marvel shows.
Hmm.
None of these new shows are actually. And I was right. When I went into WandaVision, I was like, this is unnecessary. And then I came out, this is unnecessary. I'm watching Winter Soldier and Falcon. I mean, sorry,
You know,
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
you know,
Actually, did I mess that up?
I
Think about it. So,
have I watched that? No, I haven't. You know, people say, "Have you
yeah,
watched it? Have you watched it?" I'm thinking, should I watch it? Should I watch it? Please tell me down in the comments below, anyone, friends,
yeah,
family.
yeah.
Should
Please
I
comment.
should I actually
I'm
put up
watching
the
it, but I want to.
should I actually put up the effort to watch it because it's okay? It's not like with WandaVision,
Is
I
it?
feel like, is it really okay though? I know that spoilers
And
fly out left, right, and center, and I'm thinking, and that's the thing. And that's what also gets me going about people getting angry at spoilers and stuff like that. If it really was that important to you, you would have watched it already. And
right,
this is
and is
two,
and
three
here's
weeks
the
down the
question.
line. Yeah.
Is it really necessary? Because I feel like now we're not in an era where Disney's trying to tell a story. Now they're just trying to put as much stories out there so they can fill their merchandising quota.
Yeah.
They just want to, because like, I mean, there's only, you can't sell Iron Man toys forever. Now we got
No,
to
no,
find
no.
something else.
It's basically pushing contraband. They're trying to keep the people high on nothing.
Yeah. and I'm quite good. I've had my fill,
I've had
and
my
I'm
fill.
and luckily there's other places to eat, guys. Anime is probably the best it's ever been right now. I mean, we get more anime ever. I mean, look, obviously there's classics that have existed, but I'm just saying the volume and the quality that we're getting in the anime sphere is probably the best it's ever been. I mean,
And
we used to live in a world where there's one good anime. Now
there's so
there's a
many.
lot every
There,
year.
there's so many. There's so many good ones. There's so many questionable ones. There's so many. There's so
Yeah,
many. There's so many ones that highlight the anime culture that some things in the anime culture that we really need to talk about and address and change.
yeah, we really do. And that's redo of healer.
Pedophilia.
Yes, redo
Oh,
of the healer.
you
We need to
know,
talk about that, people. Work on yourselves.
you
Work
know,
on yourselves.
you know.
But also I like the fact that we've reached a point now where there's so much anime where you can clearly tell it's for different demographics.
Yeah.
There's still anime that ticks the shonen boxes for the shonen kids,
Yes.
Boku no Hero. Everybody loves My Hero Academia. And I
Yeah.
get it. If I was 10 years ago, I probably would have, My Hero Academia would have probably been my favorite anime.
Yeah.
And I get that. You know what I mean? And now, I mean, we're even living in an age now where we're getting sequel series that are lasting forever. The Borutos
Mm.
of the world. Did you ever think we'd get a Boruto?
God
Never.
no. God no. I don't
Yeah.
think. I don't
Also,
think we are not getting a Boruto. We're being afflicted with a Boruto season.
you know what's so funny about Boruto?
Yeah.
Like Boruto, like all the Star Wars Disney people are like, oh, it can't get worse than this. All the Boruto people are like, oh my drink.
It's it's the
Oh my drink, man.
it's the Boruto. It's Boruto. It's the Thousand Year Blood War arc. Just when you think this can't get any worse. Hold my hold my Starbucks.
Ish, hold my Starbucks. No, but actually, I mean, when it comes to the thousand year, like the last arc of Bleach, sorry, um, I have contradicting ideas to it from you. I don't 100% hate it, and I think we should explore that at some point
No, no,
because
no.
I actually think there's some things Kubo did right. There's some things he did wrong, which I acknowledge, but there's some things he actually did right.
There's an argument that always resonates the most with me with regards to the biggest criticism between those two, the two pivotal arcs. What they're supposed to be
Mm,
pivotal arcs. We've got the Aizen invades society arc, and then we've got the Thousand Year Blood War arc. And if you
mm.
just crossed the level of, if you just put the level of
Yeah, I know, right?
if you put the same amount of attention to detail he did to the Espada than he did to the Stern Ritter,
Mm,
then those characters would be more fleshed out. We would have been able to relate to them more. And if you took the level of destruction from the Thousand Year Blood War
mm.
and put it in the invading arc, then would have gone to respect the Espada more as a destructive force, and Aizen would have been the threat that you are supposed to be.
That's true.
So,
Because, like, what's the difference between, if you think about it, like the actions are different, but the goals are not that different. The goals of Aizen and, sorry,
what?
Ichigo's grandfather, whatever he is.
He's supposed to be what? It's either
Ah!
what is his name?
Ichigo's,
What is his name? Is this Juak, Wak, Yohabaha,
yeah, I
Yahweh?
think it's, I think, I think it's his Yahweh or something like that. But
Yeah.
like,
So
but basically they have the same plan on paper,
yeah.
but clearly the other one executed the plan a lot more. But the problem is he didn't have the character hype and development the other one had. So you're right. By molding the two, it
That
would
would
have been perfect.
it would have
And
been
also,
perfect.
we didn't, especially with the Aranka, we didn't need to have that fight on Earth. We could have had that fight in Soul Society and then also on the Heavenly Plane, and it would have made even way more sense.
You know what would have made more sense than that is that if the fight took place on all three planes,
Oh yeah, even yeah, that's
because
possible. It would have, or even
that's
four. You could even include Hugo. That would also be cool.
that's a war. You know what I'm talking
Mm,
about? That and
yeah.
that's where, and I make hash flag for it. That's when Naruto got it right. Naruto saw
Oh
the fact
yeah.
that they are at war now. So the fight's happening everywhere. It's not a big battle. It's a
Yeah.
war. So you're losing ground here, but you're gaining ground there. Sending reinforcements to help
Yeah.
there, but by doing so, we're compromising
Mm.
this flank. It's a war. We
Also, I
never.
like the fact that in Naruto, everybody, it's Naruto is not the key ingredient to win the war. Like
At
everybody has
first.
to contribute. Yeah, at first. I mean, eventually it does become the Naruto show. Actually, the Naruto and Sasuke show. But
Yeah, yeah.
at least it becomes their show at the end. But in the beginning of it, you actually feel like there's a command center, people are talking to each other, the Kages are involved, everyone's
Mm,
like doing their thing, and
mm.
you're like, oh my gosh, everybody's getting the moment to shine. And I don't even lie to me. At what point did it feel like this war was not on Ichigo's shoulders in Bleach? And any of them, even the one with Aizen.
You
Even the one with
know,
Aizen, I was like, at one
why?
point,
Why are you so important, Ichigo? Please explain that to me. Okay, no, wait.
explain.
You know what?
Urahara is not. Yeah, yeah, you went.
You know what? We need to talk about what are we supposed to talk about next week?
I don't think we actually have anything
I
specific,
think we're
but I
going to
think
talk.
let's do Bleach.
We're going to talk about 90s anime, I think. But let's just talk
Yeah,
about
let's do.
anime. Let's
Let's
just
talk
talk
about
about
anime.
let's just talk about anime because we have got to
Yeah,
address this. We've got to talk about these things. I know some people have talked about these things before, but there are some things that I need to bring up that nobody else has really thought about. That I'm pretty sure if you think about it rationally, it's pretty messed up. And also,
yeah.
I'm just gonna end this thing with by landing a truth bomb. Sasuke and Naruto were lovers. Prove me wrong.
Oh, duh, duh, duh.
I know
Who
Nation
doesn't
Raj.
know that?
I have John
Who
Hashim.
I mean, that last fight was basically just symbolism for sex. I mean, like they even went inside of each other. They exchanged liquids. They even cried. That was just sex without sex, guys. Like, let's be honest. That's all it was. I mean, they even saw each other's lives, each other's eyes. It's like, oh, this is who you are, this is who I am. Oh, Naruto, Sasuke. But I still love them. I love those. They're the best. They are the best ship in shonen history. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Naruto and Sasuke. Beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, even think about it. Naruto is like, Sasuke! And everyone's like, dude, don't you want to become Hokage? I can't fulfill my dreams and my goals without my babe. I cannot. And then Sasuke wants to play all like, oh, it's this one guy who's just, I don't want you, but I can't focus on anything in my life until I deal with this guy. I think about him all the time.
Oh, yes.
Dude.
Ship confirmed.
It's probably my favorite ship in shonen history. I'm not even gonna because I know this is weird, but I actually cried when in their last fight. I cried because I could feel their connection, and I've never felt that in any rom-com, in anything else. I've never felt two people need to be together the way Naruto and Sasuke did.
Like, yo, you guys are soulmates. Come on, sort this thing out.
They literally are. Even the gods themselves were like, you two are meant to be together.
Make a plan. Make a plan.
And even to the point where it felt like Sakura was just a third wheel. I was even like, Sakura, what are you doing here? Yeah. What are you doing here, girl? Can't you see these two are trying to get it on? Like, what are you doing here?
No wonder she was so salty in the end of that fight.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, okay, cool. So anime. Guys, if there's anything specific, if there's any anime you want us to talk about, please leave it in the comments. But I mean, I think 90s anime is a great place to start.
Yeah.
Like, we can talk about great stuff. I mean, there's the Trigons, Cowboy Bebops of the world. I mean, I'm going to lump in Dragon Ball because Dragon Ball has been
technically it is. And yes, we are going to talk about Rurouni Kenshin. Come at me.
Oh.
If you're going to... no. I just remembered. If the guys are going to complain about Rurouni Kenshin, but we still live in a society where people are talking about Boku no Pico. Boku no fucking Pico. Leave me alone. I'm talking about Rurouni Kenshin because we've got to address the elephant in the room with regards to what's wrong with anime. And that,
Yeah.
kids, one of the things is right there, and we need to talk about this, and we need to do something about it because, child,
That's
it's
true.
getting out of hand. It's really getting out of the hand. Whoa. Anyway, I think we've been going on for about 2 hours now. So I
I
don't know
think that's
how.
that's the appropriate time for Disney. But I think you're right. I think we should probably. I'm actually happy. I've gotten it out of my system, and I
Yeah,
probably would never even want to talk about it ever again
it's
because
out.
I'm
We
done.
vented. We are healed. It's finally we can now get back to the important things, right?
Yeah.
What this podcast is supposed to be about, which is
We
exactly
can talk
this.
about
But
things I
anyway,
love, but we
yeah,
can talk about things that I actually still hold in high regard.
true that.
You know what I mean?
Code
Yeah.
Geass.
Woo!
Lilonch is my hero. People will never, you won't get, you won't
You
understand.
know, no. The thing is, it's actually if you say Code Geass is the best anime of all time, and I'm not gonna include Attack on Titan because it's not done yet. It
Yeah,
would be hard to actually go against that argument. There, I mean, we can even talk about it next week. But give me one anime that's actually, I mean, Impact and all those things are different.
yeah.
I'm just talking about technically just a better story.
Bec-
It's
eh,
I can't find, and I know there's the Full Metal Alchemist kids. I know about you guys,
Yeah,
but I
you
think
guys
I'm
are,
gonna go with Code Geass.
you guys existed. You guys are valid. We respect your opinion. We don't have to agree with it.
I mean, you guys had two shows. You came for the crown twice, and you still didn't get it. So I'm just saying, you need to just pack up and go home.
Boy,
I'm
boy,
just saying.
boy, you're not holding those clapbacks on today, aren't you?
No,
You
they had
just
two
came out swing.
chances.
You can't. You
Code
just
Geass came for you, boy.
you came out swinging.
Yeah, come
But then
on
again,
now.
the same thing. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it in my lab before you guys come at me. I will say it. I have watched Code Geass from beginning to end, and I enjoyed it. I could not watch the whole of Death Note because at some point
Whoa! Oh yeah, the Death Note kids.
I got bored and fell asleep. Kids,
Okay,
Death
cool.
Note
We can
puts me
have.
into a coma.
Okay, wait. We're gonna have this debate because obviously that's actually true. That's always the big debate.
Yes.
What's better, Death Note or Code Geass? And right now, if you look at IMDb, Death Note actually has the score. But let's talk about why that's not accurate or why it should be accurate.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
All right, then no
Okay, but
problem.
anyway.
All right, then
All right,
guys. I
guys,
think
anime. I'm
anime next
excited.
week. Thanks for enlightening us about Star Wars. We're going to
Yeah,
and you thanks for going through this journey with us and everything. We did enjoy talking about this. Trust me, even the parts that we don't really like. We this is a therapy session. You guys helped us heal. We are now healed. We are now secured. We are now uplifted. It's out of our system. It never has to hurt us again. Star Wars won't hurt us again. Thanks to you guys listening. All
yeah.
right. All
Yeah,
right.
also we do read the comments and thank you for all the kind words actually.
Yeah.
I was reading comments the other day and I was actually like, oh, this is actually really nice. Thanks for all the
Yeah.
comments. Thanks.
Yeah. There's much love for us. I love it. Anyway, guys,
Mm.
thank you so much for your time. This is not Gazem. Once again, my name is Tivello. This is my dear friend Pila. And we'll see you next week. Star Wars, hopefully with a better. No, not Star Wars. It's what is it again? Called yes.
We're doing
Oh no,
anime.
anime.
We're doing anime,
Anime.
baby. As you can tell, I'm clearly not an anime fan.
No. Yeah,
Clearly not.
no. I just happen to draw things for a living. It doesn't have absolutely nothing to do with anime.
No,
No.
no.
I'm an artist.
You know what's weird? We'll probably talk
Yeah.
about it next week. But like in terms of like favorite things that fit under the nerdy geek category,
Yes.
Anime is like a hard first place for me.
You true
Like
that.
hard, like more than video games, more than movies, more
Ah
than
no
like
no. With you, it's absolute. There's no question. There's no
no,
question.
it's anime is like the hard first place. Like it's like the power difference between Goku and
That's Roby.
Rurouni Kenshin. Like like
Yeah.
okay, but anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Anyway,
anyways, dude, this
see
was
you
great.
guys
Thank you
next
so
week.
much.
Thanks so much for your time. Have a lovely day. Bye.
Right,
Oh, that was fun.
that was fun.
All right, buddy. I've got to literally run.
Nah, I
But
get it. We've been doing this for like 3 hours now, actually.
it's 3 hours. How am I going to filter this down?
I have no idea.
My guy, how am I going to filter this down? Because everything we talked about is important.
It really is. I don't know. I guess just put a disclaimer. The extra long Disney Star
We are
Wars.
going to no, this disclaimer is you're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we are, and we did.
We need to
Actually.
talk. Yeah.
I'm impressed because we actually covered a lot of it. Like we really, there's nothing I actually still need to say about this. Like
Yeah,
I've got it off my chest.
yeah, basically. Because everything else is covered by every other media outlet. We talked about the things that affect us that are relatively unique to us.
Mm. Yeah,
Anyway,
and I'm just excited now. Anime, baby.
woo! Let's take care of this. I'm gonna bring my swords. I'm gonna see my swords next week. I'm gonna put
Yeah,
on my
shit.
swords on my shoulder.
I'll probably do the next. I think the next episode I'll be doing it from my new house actually.
With a head,
But
I also have the
mm,
headphone. I'll have to go get my
mm.
Shinobi headband and do something about
Mm.
this hair. Anyway, we'll talk.
All right, cool. Cheers, mate.
Bye.